Howdy, folks, and welcome to episode 103. We got Hizzy Cat with us with his chili.
In a bowl this time, not out of the can.
In a bowl. Okay, how do we know it's got beans in it? Oh, okay.
Good to check, because you don't know. I'm like that.
Yeah. So, episode 103. We are. What's today? The 8th?
Yep.
That means we're 3 weeks away from 2 years doing this.
Wow.
It's crazy. It is crazy. Tonight's topic is gaming on a budget, and we're going to talk about that here in a little bit. McMurray is going to be joining us here shortly. Warmut, I'm hoping Warmut will kick in here real quick, because I definitely want to talk to him about his upcycle terrain. Really like his stuff. His stuff is great. When I told Ruth this was the topic, Jeffy came back and said, "Nope, I got nothing to add because I'm nothing but buy." So, but I want him online because I want to talk to him. How does a board gamer? How would a board gamer go about, being able to game on a budget? Looking at some of these Text Encounter games. You're looking 60, 70, 80, 120, 150, $180 for some of these games, and it's crazy. So we'll talk about that here in a little bit also. Reese came in early today, says, wish I could make this one. Unloading new turkeys today. We'll catch it on the replay. So hopefully the new turkeys aren't laden in salmonella and giving out concussions. Be safe, Reese. We love you, buddy. Can't wait to see you in holy crap, 6.5 weeks. It's getting crunch time, boys and girls. I gotta get stuff going. Woo, doggies. Charles is in the house. I'm here. The party can start. Yes, it can, Charles. Of course, Meandering Mike has a little different thought. It says it ain't a party until the beats drop and Charles hits the floor. Hopping and a bopping. Well, I don't want Charles to hit the floor because at his age, that might be, for some other reason, like a broken hip or possibly a stroke. Don't need that. Jeffrey Edwards in the house. Good evening, guys. Good evening, Jeffrey. Andrew Mike also says, my heart pumps as the bass drum thrums. You got to move when the floorboards jump. There you go.
You're the mix master, Mike.
Charles says, I had bang y nada más. Remember correctly, Nangawa is Christopher, and he says, hi, everyone. Also, Meandering Mike, budget board game, postcard games. Yes. We'll talk about those. Get to look at Hizzy Cat's great painting. Yes, you do.
Thank you.
The only thing that would make that picture better, in my opinion, and strictly my opinion, and you can tell me to go kickstand, if it was in blues.
In blues. I have a couple that are in blues.
Yeah.
When I was going through a black, white, red period, I got a number of paintings that use that color scheme.
Yeah. But no, only because blue is my favorite color. Red's okay. But
orange,
red is
kind of a big color for you, right?
Burnt orange.
Yeah, Longhorns.
Texas.
Yeah.
Now, red is the color of my favorite NFL football team, the Kansas City Chiefs, and the college I graduated. Their colors are red and black. That's Now it's University of Central Missouri. Back in the day, it was Central Missouri State University, home of the Fighting Mules. That's why Mom got me this guy right here. I would grab him behind my game table, but it's about a 2.5, 3 foot tall donkey with a mortarboard and a shirt that says "smart ass." Hello, Hexy.
Sup?
Welcome. Charles says, "Budget, just say no." And yes, I know it's a bloody hellacious. It's bloody hellacious difficult.
Yeah.
Well, see, that's the point, Charles. We in sales, which I am intrinsically familiar with, being that I've been in customer service and or sales just about my entire livelihood. You want to say yes as much as possible. Even if you have to say no, you still want to say no in a positive, affirmative way. So we always look for yes. I heard Orange goes great with board games. Well, was it not Operation Orange? Plan Orange.
Mm-hmm.
Plan Orange from prior to World War II Pacific.
Isn't that C3I?
Yes, it is.
I wanted to pick that up.
So do I. And it's currently available for like $26.
Okay.
Is it the picture on Starry Night gazing through bloodshot eyes? Actually, to me, it looks like a murder scene because you got the fingerprints in the blood.
That's what art does. And it's all acrylic. So if you're actually looking at it what's really cool is if you're looking at it from a distance, it has one kind of image. As you get closer to it, the details pop out and it literally transforms in front of your eyes and you start seeing other things. That's why I like these
Tolomicus is in the house. Greetings. Hello, sir. And then Meandering Mike. Aesthetically, orange is a great war game accent color. Actually, it is. And the other reason I like orange is because on the color wheel thing, it's the opposite of blue, so they go very well together. Orange and blue are great colors. In fact, my high school in San Antonio, their colors were burnt orange and blue. So two great things that go great together.
Gators, right?
No, burnt orange, not that crappy Florida penitentiary orange. But, who am I to say, right? Anyway, so as you know, we are 7 weeks away from March to Victory. Yeah, I'm going to talk about it. March to Victory is coming up. We are going to be there. Some of us are going to be there. I'm going to be there. McMurray will be there. Todd, Wardrobe will be there. May or may not see Warmont up in the air. Hopefully he gets to make it. Maybe he won't. He was a definite a couple of months ago, but life happens and now he's not so much. So, but fingers crossed. We're not going to have a Hissy Cat sighting yet. We're not going to have a Hex to Hex sighting yet. But maybe in a couple of years we'll get them there, and we can have everybody together. What I would love to do, have everybody together and do a live show at the convention.
Yeah, deathmatch cage event.
Right. Well, see, there is a stage that's about 2.5, 3 feet. There he is, Mr. McMurray himself.
What's going on?
How's dinner?
Sorry,
how's dinner?
Guys.
That's okay. Now, are you having to cut out early to get to work, or
Nope.
you're good to go today?
Nope. I'm good to go. Hopefully, and are we still doing? What's the topic tonight?
Gaming on a budget.
Okay, good. I was about to say once I'm done cooking here, my intent was to start doing some low budget wargaming stuff.
Cool.
Outstanding.
You want to pull Nagawa's question real quick, and I can answer it for him.
Any components that will only be allowed for the postcard game design?
So
Yeah,
Basically,
go ahead.
on the postcard games, the concept is you got everything. Your counters, your rules need to be on the postcard. Things like dice, coins. If you're flipping coins, 52 card deck, anything along those lines that's commonly available. I mean, somebody asked about a tarot card deck, and I was like, go ahead. I don't want to stifle your design, but not too many people are going to have tarot cards. Not that they're that difficult to get. So that's kind of the idea. So, did you have any components specifically that you had questions about? I can answer. Otherwise, basically, your rules, your map, your counters all need to be on the postcard, front and back.
All right. Good to know. Charles says, trying to decide before it's too late. Do I back CP? Captain Picard? Cheese pizza? What are we talking about?
Hopefully not. The other ones.
You can use
Back,
beans.
back at Compass episode 2, the Doomsday Project. No idea. No clue what that is. Steve's in the house.
Hey,
Steve.
Steve, what's up, buddy?
March to victory, to quote Jerry Reed, we got a long way to go and a short time to get there. The bandits got a lot to paint. Yeah. Yes, we do. So does Fred the Basset here. So commonly used buttons, items like buttons. Yeah, buttons. I think buttons is fair. I mean, you can pick up buttons at Walmart for 97 cents a pack. So I think you're golden.
Or use pennies, but yeah, buttons would be fine. You don't have to put
Or
on-
beans.
Or beans. I just had my beans. Yeah.
John from Joy of Wargaming. Hey, buddy, how you going? How you going? Jesus
Hey,
Christ.
John,
How you
what's
doing,
up,
buddy? We need to get you back on the show. Quick, fast, and in a hurry.
Accurate. We can go through a whole exhaustive list of naval rules, John. Get you some more recommendations. We'll just walk over to the shelf.
Yeah. Any quantity of dice or cards? Yeah.
You know what? I'm going to say go for it. If you want to design a postcard game that uses 100 D6, go for it. I mean, you're not going to hurt anybody.
Yeah.
It just might limit who plays your game, but I'm not going to say you can't design.
Hey, even if it requires 100 D6s and you only have one, you just roll it 100 times.
Uncooked beans, preferably. Unless you can do what I did.
Yeah.
Really
Fuel.
doesn't need to be on the postcard.
Greg from Gamers with Coffee is here. Evening, gentlemen. Hello, sir.
Mr. Greg. Greg, I believe you're going to be at March to Victory.
Yeah, I think they're running a game.
They were at March to Victory last year. I would hope they're coming back.
Yep.
I think they had a fun time. Sure looked like it.
Peter says can't use pennies anymore in Canada. We got rid of them a while ago. I would love to get rid of pennies in the United States, but there's two reasons why that'll never happen. One, A, is because the state I live in, Illinois, has this hard on for the penny because it's Lincoln is on it. I mean, come on, guys. He's on what, the $5 bill.
He was also
infinitely
born
better.
in Kentucky, for the record, not Illinois. But yeah, you guys do love it.
Yeah, we'll
gloss
that
over
beach
that
up
one real
later.
quick.
Yeah, but the other one is the zinc lobby, and I'm not talking about a lobby made out of zinc, but the zinc digging lobby wants to keep pennies being made because, believe it or not, American pennies are made out of zinc and are copper clad. But
Correct. They're also worth 2 cents in copper and zinc.
Yeah, exactly. It costs more to make them than they're worth. I hate pennies.
Which is part of the reason why it's illegal to melt down, also known as deface federal currency. Fun fact.
So,
Jackpot.
John says in March we will talk. Have your people email my people. Done.
John, I will email you right as soon as I finish cooking.
There you go. Gamers with Coffee. I'll be running Team Yankee, and we had a blast last time. Much fun. Oh, outstanding. Team Yankee. Now, I've said this before on the show. I'm going to say it again. I'm going to name drop a little here.
They're playing it in 15.
I know they are.
Okay.
I got to play Team Yankee, the game designed and produced by Battlefront games. I got to play it in 6mm, which I think is the best scale to play it in.
I would
It
agree.
looked like a parking lot. But, Greg, get it out there. Make it look good. I'll still enjoy seeing it because I do love 15mm models. That being said, I got to play it in 6mm with Harold Coyle,
I'm about to say,
author
I bought
of the
some
book.
I brought some ships from that fine author at Recruits last year.
Yep.
Yep.
So he is a former tank, at least tank. I think he got all the way up to battalion commander of
I'm
armor.
about to say, I thought his colonel retired, isn't it? Or lieutenant colonel retired?
Something like that. So he would be a battalion commander at least. It was a fun time. Had a lot of fun. Must it be a true war game, or are war-themed abstract games allowed?
Okay,
talking
so
about the
true
postcard games,
war
or-
game. True war game is kind of a trap word.
Because that's a discussion we can have on another show.
Yeah, what's a true
What's
war game? And I said specifically on the page I wasn't going to get into defining what a true war game or a war game was. That's going to be pretty open. So, yeah, again, I'm going to say yes more than I say no. So if you have an idea for an abstract game that you want to wrap around a war theme, go for it. Since it's not a contest, nobody's going to get bent out of shape if you come up with this great abstract game that has nothing to do with war games and win a prize or something like that.
To be honest with you, it'd be like take Danny DeVito's advice and get real weird with it.
There you go.
Who knows? Is Jeff on here, or did he mute us?
He's here.
See,
He's pushing orange counters up against the river.
Yep. Like he said he would see us later. He's going to the Don.
Yep. Yeah, I see that.
And I'm
so
there.
Nagala, that's a great idea for a war game. Yes. That would fit into the theme.
So swinging back real quick. March to Victory we've had it 1 year. We're coming up on number 2. I think this year is going to be even better than last year was. We've got a lot of great games already posted to be there. I know it's going to be great because at first we didn't think Murray was going to make it, but he said, "You know what? Fuck it. I know how to drive."
Yeah.
And
Not afraid to drive for 7 hours after putting on a day of games. Let's do it.
Yeah. So, he's going to drive out there Friday morning, put on a game Friday night, and then drive back to Central Illinois that night. So, props to you, brother.
It's going to be awesome.
That'd be fun.
Good times. Good times. But yeah, I would love to get all of us together at March to Victory 1 year and have do an actual live show.
That'd be cool.
So that includes you, Jeff.
I hear you.
We're going to
We'll-
sit outside and freeze ourselves.
We'll send Murray out to pick you up.
Oh yeah, that's right. Jeffy doesn't fly.
Yep.
Whatever. We'll get it figured out.
Now, the reason why I'm so involved with March to Victory, besides it being awesome, and being in one of the greatest gaming communities in the country, Kansas City, is because I am intimately familiar with the game company that is hosting it. Now, it is not a Wiley Games convention. Any game can be played. What it is, though, is a place that you can see not only all the different variable versions of Fistful of Lead, but a lot of great other games as well. And yes, I've got a crap ton of the games. Let's hit here real quick. Christopher says, good point. As I was thinking of a postcard game about Laura Secord and her attempt to warn the British troops about the upcoming American invasion during the War of 1812. Oh, that'd be cool.
Yep.
I got my Wasteland Warrior figure from Wiley Games. Outstanding. Drive on Stalingrad. Is that correct, Jeff?
Yes, it is.
All right. Steve says, it will be awesome in all caps. Yes, it will.
See, Chris is intimately familiar with the company. Chris wants to be intimately familiar with the owner. I'm just waiting for Steve, man.
McMurray, the hotels are exciting. Yes, they are.
Oh, yeah.
And Cindy from Columbia says hello. Hello, Cindy. Welcome.
Anybody who's going to March to Victory, do not stay. You can ask Greg what hotel they stayed at. Do not stay at the Days Inn by Wyndham in Independence. God,
it is less than stellar, boys and girls.
Dog,
less than stellar.
How many stars?
no
it's a
stars,
black hole.
19 millimeters.
Well, he said less than stellar, so that
Yeah.
Stars stellar.
Yeah, exactly. No stars, 19 mil though. I was talking to Todd after the Saturday of recruits, or after the Friday night of recruits, because I had bought some stuff, and so we were on Facebook talking about what I had gotten, a couple board games and stuff, because it was really exciting. And we're sitting there, and somebody lights a round off in the parking lot immediately outside my room. Todd goes, "What was that?" I gotta go, Todd. I'll be right back. Yeah. Yeah, so Days in Wyndham, or Days Inn by Wyndham, Independence, not the best, and then America's Best in Independence is right across that parking lot, owned by the same people. Would not recommend.
Yeah. Greg says they drug a body out of ours, still had a stain on the carpet.
Yeah. Yeah, you guys had the hypodermic needle on the floor of your room, didn't you? No, you guys had the goldfish. The first time I stayed in the one I was in, I think Jeff was on, when we counted 27 cigarette holes in the comforter on the bed.
and one dead hooker.
Yeah, hey, shut up, man. Don't talk about that. Statute of limitations end up.
Mike says 1 star for the accommodations, 3 stars for the drug deals.
Yeah. Absolutely accommodating to that. You are correct, Mike. That being said, Kansas City is a wonderful place. It's no St. Louis. But it's a wonderful place. It's still in Missouri.
Yeah. But the convention is going to be great. It's looks like we've got a good group of games. I have a feeling that we won't have anybody just standing around. If you show up to play a game, you're going to be able to play a game. There's lots of games.
Right, there's already a ton of games signed up, and we're still, a month and a half out, which is not entirely common for independent gaming conventions, to be honest with you.
Right.
Especially not ones that are on a smaller level and in their second year. Yeah.
It is home of the National World War I Museum and Memorial. If you get the chance to come to Kansas City, definitely check that out also. Both Murray and I were blessed to have Jay Wiley host a gaming weekend for us and took us to see that. We spent a couple of hours there. I want to go back, and it's well worth the money. I think it's like $18 for a ticket.
Yeah, but Steve was there too. Steve was there. My man.
So it was good stuff. I would definitely go again. So let's see if there's anything new on. We're almost full up on session 2. There's one table that is not taken.
Is session 2 Saturday morning or is that late Friday night?
That's Friday night. So
Okay.
you're taking up 4 of the tables,
I am.
but that's okay
That is
because
correct.
there's still Battle
There's-
of Vryn's World, Necroplunda, Aliens,
Necro.
Battle of Savo Island, Terror Island, Race for the Reichstag, Star Wars: The Lost Outpost, Cherry Blossom Death, Kessel Run Spaceship, and Plains Wars Skirmish.
Nice. I think I'm gonna have at least 6 players. Depending on how my test plays with completely blind audiences go, so people who've never played the game, who I've never really run games for. Depending on how those go, we might get up to 8 people in that game.
So if they're completely blind, I'm not completely blind. So do I have to wear a blindfold?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. You are range finding via sonar and echolocation. The issue is it's set at 1898, so you're kind of screwed.
Right. So session Saturday morning, kind of same stuff. We've got Battle of Vryn's World again, Necroplunda, Battle of Halen, 1914. I hope I'm pronouncing that correct. Halen, Halen. I don't know. World War One. Honestly, I don't know World War One that well. Battle of Savo Island again, Terror Island, which is a blast, by the way.
Can confirm. And
Marine versus Marines.
Steve has outdone himself on figures again,
Yes, he has.
as always.
Star Wars: The Last Outpost, Cherry Blossom Death again, Kessel Run again, Axis and Allies board game. There you go, Hexy. We got a board game. I know it's not Hex Encounter. I know it's board game light, but hey, it's a board game.
Chris
It's
is
got minis. That's why you're talking about it.
What's that?
Chris
It's got minis. That's why you're talking about it.
Yeah, there you go.
is Cherry Blossom Death Kanji City, or is that something different?
That's something different.
Oh, okay.
Kessel Run Spaceships, Axis and Allies, Introduction to DBA, Streets of Kanji City,
There you go.
Battleground HD, and Victory at Sea. So there's going to be 2 World War II naval games there.
Yeah, buddy.
Victory at Sea and the better Ocean Thunder.
Correct. I'm really hoping
Well-
that the Victory at Sea is at least the Mongoose Games version.
We were fingers crossed,
Okay.
right?
I will
Right.
play a naval game if somebody creates a rubber duckies in the bathtub game.
Done.
Okay. Who the fuck are you? Or excuse me. Who do you think you're talking to?
We will make that shit happen, brother.
I will go fill it. Well, I need to find rubber duckies, but I will go fill up my bathtub right now and we'll play.
With Hex Encounters?
No. No. Although there are hexes on my bathroom floor, so we could probably figure something out.
There you go.
I think that postcard version.
Yep.
There you go.
So session 4 is almost identical to session 3, except we've got Hunt for the Wounded Bear and Team Yankee Red Dawn and Camp Alamo 1964, which is put on by our own friend Reese, who is who's juggling turkeys right now.
He's fighting.
And then session 5. Well, apparently I'm just running Battle of Savo Island all damn weekend. So, but we're adding Lebanon 1983. Takes the High Ground, French and Indian War. That's going to be run by Chris Clucky. And if you have not seen a Chris Clucky game, you are missing out. By far, the best looking miniatures game I have ever played, ever. Nothing against Steve and his great Star Wars stuff, or any of the his Terror Island, or any of the other great tables that he and Jay Wiley put together. But I'm telling you now, Chris Clucky puts on an amazing game in 54 millimeter with French and Indian War miniatures. Just amazing. See, more Team Yankee, more Kanji City, more Battleground. Then Saturday night, anything new there? Nothing new on Saturday night. And then Sunday morning, we get Gladiator Melee to the death and Lamar's Donuts.
Wow.
And if you've never had a Lamar's donut, you are missing out. It is one of the best donuts on the face of this planet.
Can confirm. I'm also sad I'm missing Arena of Blood. I was really looking forward to playing that last year. I wasn't sad that I was playing Thomas Foster's game. Thomas, if you're listening to this, buddy, please bring those bireams, those MDF bireams and triremes. I will buy an ungodly number from you.
Yeah, you will. That being said, Friday afternoon when the doors open at 4, the only thing going on there, Breaking Lances.
Oh, there is the silent auction on Saturday is obscene. It's incredible. Yes. Go to that.
The Dragons.
And then
Breaking Lance, is that a metaphor?
Yep.
No.
For awesome.
No. Yeah, it's a metaphor for awesome. It is.
So Dungeons and Dragons.
It is a jousting tournament using these type of guys.
Is that the one where Murray got beat by a youngster?
I got to the finals. Eat a dick. But yeah, I took second place to a 10-year-old.
Hey, you know,
on the bright side, I was the first loser to a 10-year-old. All the rest of you goobers got knocked out earlier.
Right. Hey, I made it to the I made it to the semis. Oh yeah, Steve wants to remind us there will be booze. Check out the poop deck pappy.
Oh my god,
that is the drink of March to Victory, the poop deck pappy. So, yeah, it's a lot of fun, guys. I've been to many conventions, both medium and small. I've never been to a big convention. I don't think I want to go to a big convention. That being said, maybe to something like Historicon, just for the experience.
I went to a games day back in the day, and it really wasn't too bad. There were a lot of games that people put on. It was pretty fun. Great, that was probably 2006. So Games Workshop has changed a little bit since then, but even so,
right. But yeah, I've been to many small and mid-sized conventions, and March to Victory is in the top 3, definitely. Top 3, bar none. It's only been around 1 year, and it's already topped out over many others that I have been to. So
accurate.
Let's see. There's a lot of going on here. Ngaiwa is a member. Gamer says Peter Berg's as expensive as hamburger is getting. I can understand free moose. Oh, outstanding. Oh, here we go. In Whistle Air Base, small town in Alberta, woke up at 1 a.m. by a chainsaw noise. Guy outside in the parking lot cutting up a frozen moose in the back of his work truck.
Delicious.
Outstanding. Nothing like moose tartare. Original Nova edition of Axis and Allies had cardboard counters.
There you go.
Part of Alberta is like a frozen Eastern Kentucky. There honestly, there's nothing like Eastern Kentucky. Eastern Kentucky is a whole different world. It's a lot like West Virginia.
Jeff spent a good chunk of his life in that Eastern Kentucky, Eastern Tennessee area.
Yep.
I did go to Fort Knox.
Wardrobe says it's tax time tonight. Looking at Hex to Hex's window is such a game tease. Just want to go play. Well, I'm glad you're here instead of playing. I appreciate that.
You can play once. I do it.
Meandering Mike, Rubber Ducky Flotilla, the postcard game.
No, that's going to be the bathtub game.
Yeah. Hexy, don't challenge him to that. Dude, Gauntlet's been thrown.
Yeah, it's too late, Todd. You're involved in this too. You're going to have to play.
Yeah, there are ducks on the It Never Snows counters.
There will be ducks.
Actually, since you're local, I'm going to need you to come on over and you can referee. My tub isn't big enough for 2, but that's okay.
Steve says Clucky's game is beautiful. Yes.
Post Duck Warfare Wrestling Camp.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Paint hexes in the tub, anchors for the duckies to mark their hex. There you go. There'll be a great silent auction and swap shop. Going back to that silent auction, it's
Dog.
probably one of the best runs silent auctions I've ever seen.
Not only that, but holy smokes, was there good stuff in that silent auction.
Yeah, there was. I've got a feeling we're going to see some of that silent auction stuff return and being used in the game. Run by Reese. He picked up a pretty
Yep.
sweet deal. That's a good, and this is a great transition, a great segue into gaming on a budget. Is go if you can afford to get to a convention that's got a silent auction or a swap shop, hit that up. You're going to be able to get stuff on the cheap pretty reasonably, pretty quickly. I think he spent a whole $1
On all that Vietnam
all-
jungle.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I'm talking there was a large box of it.
Yeah, it was one of those big underbed 4-inch tall totes, pretty much full of it.
Yeah.
It was a yeah.
So just as a heads up, if anybody's hearing the dings in the background on some of the other guys, Todd's got rubber duckies.
Oh, Todd, you have duckies? Oh yeah, Todd's a cheap
Yeah.
guy. Todd's got lots of rubber duckies. He's kind of a big deal. So yeah, Todd, come on over here with the Todd. We'll get this party started.
Todd wants to know what you can take to the silent auction. Do you have to pay to participate? No, you do not have to pay to participate. Now, that being said, I believe they take 10%.
For the
So
convention.
if you sell something for $10, you're going to get $9. But it
Correct.
doesn't cost you anything to
$9
put.
cash in hand
anything.
that day.
Yep.
Like it's
Right
straight
there.
out. It's not. Nobody's going to mess around. You're not getting store credit somewhere or anything like that. You're getting money in your
Nope.
hand that day.
You picked me up a couple
Yeah.
good things from there, didn't you, last year, Andrew?
I did. I was about to say that's the
Mm-hmm.
nice thing, right? With especially, I noticed this with mini guys a lot, miniature wargamers, silent auctions and stuff at conventions and flea markets. People really aren't looking to make a ton of money. They just want their toys to be played with.
Mhm.
That they're not going to
Yeah.
play with, necessarily. So there was a
Exactly.
guy last year
Yeah.
who sold probably $4,000 or $5,000 worth of miniature building authority terrain for $360 total.
Wow.
But he busted
Yeah.
it into all those different lots, so that a bunch of different people got to bid on it and pick up individual lots. So there wasn't one person having to bid $350. There's a bunch of people getting parcels for $30 or $40. It was really cool. I got some wild deals there.
You really can get some
I
good
would-
deals.
Yeah. So, and Steve says Swap Shop is new this year. I think
It
it's
is.
on
It's
Sunday.
Saturday.
Yeah, it is only
Sunday.
on Sunday. It's only on Sunday, and it's like a flea market. Whereas the
You bring
silent
a
auction
girlfriend
is-
and swap it for another girlfriend?
yes,
Probably.
except no.
Gotta have one first.
So whereas with the silent auction, you've got, let's say I had, I got the Victory at Sea U.S. Navy Fleet box that I don't want to play with anymore, or I got and never built, what have you. Okay. I put it up there on the table, and on a little sheet of paper, I put my badge number, I put what it is, and what I want the starting bid to be. Let's say $5. Somebody will come along and say, "Oh, hey, I'd like to throw $5 at it," and writes down his or her number and $5. Then somebody else comes by and says, "Oh, wow, that's pretty cool. I'm going to do $6." It's an auction, but you're not, you don't have, what do I hear for this box of Victory at
It's
Sea,
silent.
U.S.
It's nice.
Navy, blah 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 blah. It's like an in-person eBay, right?
Mhm.
And you go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. and then when it's all said and done, the person that has got their their name on the sheet last with the highest amount, they got to pay that amount of money. Swap shop, on the other hand, is I got this box of Victory at Sea U.S. Navy Fleet, and I'm sitting there at the table.
Or horse
Guy
trading.
comes up and says, "What's that?"
Or
What'd you
horse
say?
trading. You're swapping, doing whatever you want to do.
Right, exactly. It's like guy comes up and says, "Well, I really want that U.S. Navy Fleet. What do you take for it?" Well, what do you got? I got this old copy of World at War before the new version came out. No, I don't know. How about I do that in $5? Okay, I'll do that. You know, it's like a flea market. So
It is.
so it's really cool.
Which goes great with the hotel McMurray likes to stay in.
Exactly.
No, that's a flea
Hoping to
bag.
have my river section. What's that?
I said that
What about
hotel is a
bags?
flea bag. They don't sell fleas. They're
Right.
free, I think.
Yeah, one with the purchase of a one night stay, you get about 200,000 fleas for free.
Yeah, a shitload of bed bugs.
Right.
It's
Charles
so-
is hoping to have my river sections almost finished tonight. Paint in process.
I
Outstanding.
forgot about this.
And then
Hissy
Steve
wasn't here
says,
for this.
if you find
What's
a
up?
girlfriend at a gaming swap shop, well, bless your heart.
That's why I'm coming for you, Steve. You ready, buddy? I'm gonna trade Jay, not Jay, for you.
There you go.
Hey,
Chris Long's here. Hello, all. All fleas free.
Yeah.
Free the fleas.
you don't have to pay a cent for them.
Yeah. Well, you couldn't in Canada.
Oh, you have to pay too.
Yeah. I enjoy thinking about the original person who used the minis I bought and what rules they might have used, how they painted them, etc. History and the historical figures. Pretty cool. Yeah, it is neat. Free fleas, bed bugs, and roaches.
Yep.
Steve says hard pass.
Oh, what a damn! Got me right where I live.
Yeah, there you go.
Also,
All right.
so Hissy Gat wasn't here. The hotel was nasty enough, Hissy, that I had a cot in my car
Yeah.
that I brought into the hotel room and slept on the floor of the hotel room on a cot.
Yeah, probably a good move.
Yeah,
The only hotel story I have is when I used to coach youth soccer. My daughter and I were up in Napa someplace, up there, and we got this dive of a hotel. And you go in, and I could smell feces. And
Yeah.
apparently somebody left some in the garbage can, the little garbage can under the sink. There was a huge pile.
That
Why
makes sense.
somebody would do that, I don't know, but yeah.
it's not like that trash can isn't right next to the toilet or anything. It's okay.
Yeah. Maybe it was some kid. I don't know, but I mean, it's not as bad as what you guys experienced, but
That's pretty gnarly, man. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, now Todd's
but
Todd's running in with the gunshots. Yeah.
Wardrobe
Right, that's
says, "Hey, there may be some good deals on 15mm World War II stuff at the auction." Maybe.
That is not even funny. You shut your mouth, Toddley.
so Todd's the guy that shows up to those things, and you go, "Hey, I just want like $10 for it." He'll be like, "Nah, I'll give you 50."
Yeah,
he's not
'cause,
selling.
rolling
He's
in the
not
cash.
selling his 15mm World War II stuff.
I don't know. Maybe
Maybe.
shift it easy. Anyway, so speaking of gaming on a budget, bring this ship back to keel here. That is one way of getting gaming stuff on the cheap is at silent auctions or swap shops if you can do it. I know another thing that a lot of game stores will do from time to time is they will have auctions in their store also.
Mhm.
Now, in those situations, you it's a live auction and you pay money and the person who wins the bid or the person who sold the product normally will get a store credit. So, but they know that going in, and they enjoy it because, well, then they can go buy new stuff at their favorite store. So that's kind of cool.
Or the local game store as well. So yeah.
Yeah. But looking, even eBay, you can sometimes find stuff inexpensively that someone wants to sell off there. Now there are some people who think they've got a mint's worth of stuff and are selling it for an exuberant amount, or they have it up for bid for an exuberant amount that is just ridiculous. But sometimes you can find good deals. The other way to game, and again we're talking miniatures here, more so than with board games, but if you're looking to make terrain or have terrain, you can, and this is why I wish Warmutt was here, because he's amazing at this, is how to upcycle used containers. Like I just finished, I had some noodles. I'm sure this could be used as a bunker. Real easy. Flip it over, spray paint it, whatever color you want it.
That's kind of like a
wash
sci-fi
it first.
Yep.
Yeah. Wash it first, of course. But yeah, that, or who's got, I think, is it Marie Callender's has got the round. He actually used one of those to make a radar dish.
You did. Really good.
Sometimes the packing foam that comes in when you buy a product, that you can break into wall chunks and things like that.
Yeah, exactly. So
I do a video on my channel about trash to terrain. That would be a cool thing to do.
People are going to roast you for it, but you can tell them to kick pound sand.
Pound sand.
Yeah.
People are dicks about it. You'd be surprised. I don't understand it, but for whatever reason, people feel the need to be.
Yeah, it's some people have gone at Warmutt about it on his channel when he's had it on there before, and he's like, yeah, whatever. I got great looking terrain, and you spent $400. So who's winning?
Take off, hoser.
Yep.
Now, if you are, if you're like me, and you purchased a big enough 3D printer, you can get STLs on the cheap and be able to print out terrain also.
Oh, that's a good way of doing it too.
So, I mean, yeah, the upfront cost is expensive, but after the fact, and same thing, not just big FDM printers for your terrain, but your smaller resin printers for your miniatures. Yeah, again, you're got a layout of what can you get a Mars to now for about $150-$170, I think, when it's on sale. So yeah, you're spending $170, and
I got my Mars 2 a year ago for $200, $190.
What's that?
I got a Elegoo Mars 2, the green one. Over a year ago, about a year and a half ago, I got it for $190, and I'm sure it's gone down a little bit.
Oh yeah. A Mars 2 Pro, I think, on sale you can get them for $160, $170.
And mine's not the
Mars
Pro,
3.
But those are still such a good deal, I think.
Yeah. It's an upfront cost, but keep in mind that $150, let's say $200, and then you got to get the resin. You can get a kilogram of resin for like $36, call it $40. So less than $250. You've got the tools you need to print stuff out.
If you play 40K, it's the best investment you could possibly make. And I
Yeah,
realize we have a
well-
lot of 40K players, but
It-
with that,
but-
you can print out your entire army.
if you're a Flames of War player, you don't have to spend $15 for a tank anymore.
Correct.
You're gonna spend about 7 cents worth of resin.
Mhm.
You know, and on Thingiverse, there's so many free STL, so many files of all these different tanks out there that you don't have to pay for anything.
Eligo
So-
3 and a wash station ready for pickup. $300, both of them together. Come get it.
Oh,
There you
Jesus.
go. There you go.
Will not skip.
You got to drive to West
Will
Virginia.
not ship.
Nobody's got
Um,
time to drive to West Virginia.
Let's see here. How about using imagination and proxy pieces until enough money saved up to get the real stuff? Remember what it was like to be a kid. Exactly.
My
Um,
my generic advice for people wanting to man, dollar store plastic soldiers, like toy soldiers, are still the greatest.
oh yeah,
Hands down.
absolutely.
Like, you go to the dollar store, you get a bag of soldiers, you get a thing of Elmer's glue, and then you ask them for $1 in penny change. And you have spent $3 and you have a full wargaming kit. You can even base your miniatures if you want to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He said, I made a gravesite
You all right,
using
Jeff?
PVA glue and dirt, plopped on the flip side of those little Easter bunny chocolates wrapped in foil,
Yep.
toothpicks for crosses that had been dipped in water and a tea bag. There you go. Also, modular packing is great to flock up. Yeah, exactly. Walk about Chris Long says Bergman files. Peter Berg says if they got Waffle House in West Virginia, it might be worth the trip. Are there Waffle Houses in West Virginia?
Yeah, got 2 of them right here within 5 miles of me.
Ugh.
Boom, done. Peter, make it happen.
That's Mideast, man. Waffles.
I buy old Risk games with the minis wherever I can grab them cheap. Absolutely. You know, there are ways to get it done. You don't have to spend, exorbitant amounts of money to play, with your miniatures, with your toys. Even looking at rules, there are plenty of free and low cost rules out there.
There you go.
There you go, Stratego.
Have you ever
That's a
seen
great game.
Purple Druid's website or YouTube channel?
Purple Druid.
Yeah, I think that's what it's called. He does a lot of, he talks about game design and all sorts of things, but he's very much into budget gaming. I mean, a lot of the stuff he does, it's like, oh, I'm going to take these miniatures from this game and use them in a game I'm going to make. And he's big on that. I think it's Purple Druid. Let me look. I've got him.
So, my brother and I, one of our first forays into game design is we took Axis and Allies miniatures and the game board from Scotland Yard. And for those that don't know, Scotland Yard's game board is basically downtown London, the city of London, with its roads and underground and bus stations and whatnot. And in Scotland Yard, one player is the criminal, the others are officers of Scotland Yard, and you're tracking down the criminal. The criminal is using hidden movement. Well, we decided to take the tanks, the anti-aircraft guns, and the infantry pieces from Axis and Allies and come up with our own game running through the streets of London. Basically, we, without realizing it, We made a game for Operation Sea Lion. So, so yeah, it's exactly what was being said there earlier is, you proxy stuff. I was 17, 18 years old. Jay was 13, 14 years old. This was well before Flames of War came out. Definitely before that other World War II game. What's that? What is that one?
Bolt action.
Yeah, that's it. Bolt action. Well before all of those. And, here we are playing World War II miniatures game to an extent. So, here you go. The game Medieval is packed full with 100 skeletons minis and can be had for about 10 to $15. There you go. Cannibalized games found at thrift stores. Exactly. Peter says, got to look at a trip east for vacation. Yep. Purple Druid presents war game culture.
Yeah, I put a link.
Blocks of wood like we used in the military, marked with units on them.
Yep.
Battlecry or Memoir 44, not very cheap, but there are minis. And then
OG Risk is still a great way to get foot, cavalry, and guns.
Yeah. And that's what me and Mike was saying.
Yeah, just dirt cheap. Sorry, I didn't realize Mike already hit that. Yeah.
But yeah, that's just, another example. And again, there are literally tons of free and low cost rules out there. Was it they're called 2-page war games?
One-page rules.
One-page rules. That's it. Yeah, those are out there. I know it sounds like I'm a shill because I am, but you can get Fistful of Lead Core PDF for $7. If you catch it on sale, you can get it for as much as 30% off. So that's what 30% off of 7 is
$4.90.
Yeah, you get it for $4.90, and it is a full featured war game that you can literally use any miniatures with the correct imagination. You don't have to buy Battlesuit Alpha to play with mechs. You don't have to buy Galactic Heroes to play with your Star Wars miniatures. All you gotta do is buy the core rules and have some imagination.
Mm-hmm.
Why does he come out with all of these extra stuff? Because people are willing to buy it, and he's not stupid.
I was about to say, the other thing is War Games Vault has an entire section. You can just select free for cost and take your pick of an ungodly number of free rule sets.
Well, there's also print and play.
Yep.
Yeah.
For board games.
And that's where I was about to go to. Wardrobe says paper flats for free off the web. Yeah, there's a ton of you print them out, you cut them out, you fold them over, you put them in a little stand. Boom, there's your miniatures. My brother did an entire board of epic Commands and Color Ancients Battle of Zama, using foam core as the stand and the little print and fold guys on cardstock to play in that fashion. See, one of the best castles I made was from toilet paper tubes, cardboard from cereal boxes, and the limestone textured deco art paint I got from the dollar store. One of the best gaming times for me. Yeah, my actually, I got them right here. I got them right here. Ooh. Hold on. Bear with me. Gotta clean out everything. Talk amongst yourself. The Holy Roman Empire was neither Holy Roman or an empire. Discuss.
How close are you to Stalingrad, Jeff?
Wait a minute, say that again.
How close are you to Stalingrad?
There's Stalingrad. We're right here. The Germans. We're across the river.
Which river? The Don?
No, yeah.
When are you going to cross the Volga?
No, I don't think so. But I got big pressure in the south, headed for those oil fields.
I still think you should just cross the Volga. Get
Well,
after it.
Stalingrad is worth 20 victory points. This is the biggest one on the map.
Yeah, so get on the east bank, cut them off, and get after it.
So I picked up these pasteboard boxes at Michael's for like 97 cents.
Mm-hmm.
Sprayed them with that Flexstone stuff, painted in some doors and windows. I mean, they don't look great up close, but on the table, they look fine. They look good enough, for 15 millimeter.
Even better if you open them up and there's M&Ms inside them.
Oh, dude, M&Ms are delightful.
Yeah, they are.
Realize that was super on topic.
Minis, and M&Ms.
Yeah, what if there's candy on everything? What if we figured out a way to put... I don't think candy in the rubber ducky game would work because it would get all sticky in the tub.
I'm not touching that with a 10-foot pole.
Well, that's fair.
But yeah, it's plus. I mean, you can actually use them to hold stuff in. Like I got to get a Dishka put onto the back of that, but I got a technical.
Those I was about to say there. If you're either gaming in 20 millimeter or if you're playing primarily a vehicle based game, there's always tons of Matchbox cars to get after.
This is 15. This is a 15 millimeter dude standing next to a Toyota Tacoma. It's not that far off. Let's be honest.
No, it's close enough.
It works. And I've actually put this on a table. I put these out on a table at a convention. It looked decent. It looked good. You want plowed fields? There's two ways you can do it. It's real easy. Get a piece of cardstock, paint it brown, put down some glue, put down some flock. Boom, Bob's your uncle. You got a field. Another way, even faster, maybe a little more expensive, but faster. Green corduroy material at Joann.
Or cheap, like restaurant or doormats, and you just spray them brown and touch green paint.
What you do is just take cardboard and it's corrugated on the inside. You just pull one side off and you've got some.
Absolutely. With cardboard, you usually need something to back it on because it tends to warp really bad.
Yeah, I'm just saying it.
But it's a good,
to get that corrugated effect, you just pull a piece of cardboard apart.
Correct. Same with making corrugated iron buildings, corrugated iron roofs, anything.
Yep.
I think Brian may have a couple videos where he does that because it's outstanding. Okay. Yeah, Todd's over here with oh Jesus, felt. Todd's favorite oh geez. What am I losing here? Hobby store is Joann's Fabrics.
Oh yeah. I mean, you can buy these boxes at Joann Fabric also. And you can get the Flexstone paint at Joann Fabric. That's the other thing. If you are getting McMurray, he says green corduroy jeans. I'll just raid McMurray's closet.
Oh yeah, absolutely. If you need them, they're yours, buddy.
Um,
Well, let me ask McMurray, where do you go get your corduroys retreaded at?
Usually just locally. There's a little lady who lives right around the corner. She'll do it
Nice.
for free.
Nice.
Yeah, it's awesome. She's awesome.
As far as paint goes, you don't have to go out and spend. What's one of these bottles going for now? $4.50, right?
What are we looking at?
The Vallejo.
Honestly, if you go to a local game store, there's a distinct possibility it's still $2.99.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, back row.
But
Yeah.
you can go to Walmart, get this stuff.
I did that for years. Never bought the high dollar stuff.
I'm about to say, especially if you're painting terrain, don't even
Yeah.
mess with model paint. There's no point.
The reason I bought this is this right here.
Yep. Just take your time. Understand that you're probably going to do a couple coats, which you're probably doing anyways. So there you are. Donezo. Bob's your uncle.
Yeah. So yeah,
The folk art craft paints that you can get from like Michaels and stuff like that, those are pretty good.
yeah,
And if
well,
you go to Michael's, you probably get it for 40% off.
yeah,
America.
exactly.
I need to go to Michael's and try and find clipboards. Oh, I should probably go. I'm sure they still have clipboards at Dollar General. I'll do that. Because everybody
Right.
for that March to Victory game is going to need a clipboard. There's Stouffer. You excited? I'm excited.
All right, so how can you save money on Hex Encounter game? You can't give it up; it's expensive. Good build minis.
Yeah,
No.
you can play old Avalon Hill games.
There
Now,
you go.
You can find them, yeah. Well, print and play is okay. You can get some print and play stuff, but you got to do some work.
You do?
So, who was telling me? And I think I went to the website. Is it SPI?
Yeah, they have all their old rules.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. So you can go. SPI has got all the old rules, counters,
that map
maps.
you're looking at right there.
Yeah.
I have I got the game from Stigler, so I have the actual map in the box, but I printed that all from SPI archives, SPI.net.
Yeah.
And you
Now-
can about 90% of the games on there have the rules, the counter sheets, and everything. That Wilderness game that I'm test playing, I printed the maps, I created the counters, and I got lucky. And my first shot I'm not going to say my first shot, but it took me, I think, one or two different attempts at what to use, and I finally found the right things to make the counters with, and it works. Works great.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, there are. If you want to be a board gamer, you don't have to spend, a crap ton of money on games. There's ways to get around it. Again, swap and shop, or a silent auction at a convention. Upon occasion, if you go to Board Game Geek, you can find somebody selling an older edition of a game, and there's nothing wrong with playing an older edition of a game. Just because, and that's a problem that I don't want to say a problem. That's something that a lot of people have in their brain. Oh, they've come out with a new edition, and this is the case for board games and miniatures games. They've come out with a new edition. I've got to go buy the. You know what? Unless you're a competitive gamer, if you're just playing to have fun, you and your buddies getting together and playing, when the new edition of Flames of War came out, everybody was offloading their second and third edition books for a song. At the most recent little mini convention here in St. Louis, somebody was selling off all of their second and third edition Flames of War books for, what was it, $5 for a paperback and $10 for a hardback.
Until the afternoon, then they were pretty much free.
Yeah, until the afternoon, because they didn't want to take them back. That's the other thing with a swap and shop at a convention. A lot of times people have traveled to the convention from a distance, like me or McMurray. I'm 3.5 hours. McMurray's about 3 hours away from Blue Springs. If I am taking something to sell, because I don't want it in my basement anymore. I don't want it in my room anymore. And it doesn't sell in the silent auction. If somebody comes up and offers me a halfway decent offer, I'm going to take it.
Najee,
Yep.
bring up your browser and Google Ulan Games, UHLAN.
UHLAN games. It sounds
Polish.
Should be like main cab or something like that. It'll be all over.
the games here are offered free of charge. Everything okay.
Yep. Print and play, and he creates his own Vassal mods. He's the guy that I played. I'm gonna play again with the different version. He has two versions of the Antietam game. He's got the Maryland campaign, and the Antietam game. But all his Civil War games and a couple others he's got there. The Last Full Measure is a system. It's a brigade level Civil War, and just click on it and look at all the battles he's got in Last Full Measure.
Okay. Blow it up a little here so we can see. Oop,
Oh,
nope,
very
too
cool.
much.
Look at that.
He actually lives over here in Maryland.
Well, I got that saved now. I'm going to check that out.
Click on Last Full Measure there, Najee. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, yeah. Nah. Shit, I can't remember which page he's on. But he's got like 10 or 12 different battles. There you go. There you go. All of it. Print and play, and most of it he has Vassal mods for. And they're very well done. They're not hard to play.
I'm
And
definitely
they're
going to
free.
dive into
You
that.
just
then.
match the Vassal mod for most of them and play it on Vassal.
And real quick, go back to, I want to throw in a couple of thoughts on paint. That's even better that even makes Apple Barrel look expensive. The stuff behind me, when I buy my acrylics, I buy it in half gallons for under $20 for a half a gallon of acrylic paint.
Dude, a half gallon of acrylic paint will last you forever.
Exactly. And all you got to do is learn a little bit of color mixing. You don't need to go buy your khaki brown and your orc snot green and all of that crap. Just get your base colors, learn a little bit of color mixing, and don't lose any sleep over the fact that maybe you didn't get Han Solo pants the right shade of tan. Nobody cares.
Honestly, no.
Ton of money. And again, if you go to a professional art store, I couldn't afford to paint this on the cost of Vallejo paints.
Oh, hell no.
No. So if now, will I buy Vallejo paints in those? Yeah, I do because I'm a sucker for it. But when I was doing all my acrylic painting, you can get a half a gallon of it. Again, I think on Blix right now, it's like under $18 for a half gallon of paint. You can pick out your colors. They got all the base colors, and you're set.
Now, the guy that does these games, Chris, you guys would love him because he is an ocean-going person, building boats, refinishing.
There you go.
That's what he does.
So for free, this is to me, it's a great looking map.
It is. Oh,
Yeah.
it is. And the rules are simple as hell. They're not simple, but they're easy enough for beginning player.
Yeah, I'm going to dive into that and have a look. See.
He's I don't know if he just finished it or not, or if he's working on it, but he's been working on the 7 days in Virginia in 62.
That's pretty cool.
And McMurray, he loves the old Avalon Hill games. I sent him Panzer Leader.
So one trick on getting the older Avalon Hill games,
What's that?
one of the tricks that I use is look for the ones that aren't complete, because somebody's going to sell that at a deep discount. You can probably buy 2 and get all the counters you need and a decent board out of the mix at a discount off of what a full old Avalon Hill game would cost you if you bought it complete. I've done that a couple of times. That's another way to save money on those games.
Yeah, so there are ways to be able to play Hex Encounter games on the cheap. You don't have to spend $80, $90, $100. Now you can if you want to. I mean, if
And
If
I
you-
do.
yeah,
But, I mean, even new
Um,
games aren't because of the cost of everything nowadays and where it's getting printed from.
Yeah.
It's just not. It's not a cheap hobby. Your best bet if you're a new gamer or you want to maybe start building is P500 stuff, pre-order stuff. Don't
yeah,
you're just because the old games that go out of print. Yeah, and Hissy Cat's a good example. He found a couple good deals on stuff. I've had a couple. I know Andrew's found a shit ton of good ones. That sometimes you'll catch that person that doesn't know what they have,
Yep.
and
Or
you
they
can
just
get
want
good
a game to go to somebody who's going to play it.
Well, yeah, well, and that's what I got fortunate with Rich Champion.
Yeah.
With I bought a bunch of games from him. He sent me a bunch of. Matter of fact, I got some Labatai stuff he's sending me here shortly. So, and it's free. I mean, there's people like that out there. I don't. It's like send me stuff sending you to you and Todd. I know you're all going to play them. You even played the one that would have killed somebody.
You bring up a good
it,
point.
it almost did kill somebody.
You bring up a good point, Hex, because once you kind of get into the community, there are people that have played a game or maybe just don't care for it, and for the price of shipping, sometimes or sometimes even free, they'll just send you a game and go, "Hey, I didn't like it or whatever. Here, just take it. You're new to the hobby or you're a buddy of mine. Just here, try this game out." So yeah, get into gaming groups, watch videos or shows like ours, and get to know these people, and you'll end up at some point maybe winning a game too.
The number one thing I can add to that is when you do come into a community and you start getting to know people, the number one rule: don't be a dick. If you don't like something, say, "Hey, I don't like it," and leave it alone. If somebody else likes it, let them like it.
Yep.
If somebody is doing something they think is benefiting the community and it's not hurting anybody, and you don't like it, you got two options, and one is better than the other. One option is, "Hey, I don't care for this, but good job." The other one is, "Shut up."
Yeah. Well, we get a lot of people, and I don't know about y'all, but in Hex Encounter that, I know, for instance, I've had a few comments about this thing here. Broken game. It's no good unless you play with the errata. Well, I got news for you. I'm playing it right out of the box, original first version rules. And I even posted in Facebook the other night, or I think I even said in my video that, where's the broken rule? I'm not seeing it. Now, granted, I'm not using the Hitler Directive, but I don't think that's the broken rule. I think they were talking about maybe continual front or something like that. And I don't see it, because I got news for you. I might be getting ready to break out of the South here, but Soviet reinforcements start to come in larger amounts, and all they got to do is get in the way, because zone of control locks you down. You can't move out of a zone of control if you're in one. So I'm more than halfway through this game now, and you'll notice I am not sitting in those oil fields yet. So, and I have not taken Stalingrad. And right now, the Germans, while they have a victory point lead, they don't have like a 2 or 3-1 victory point lead. The Russians are starting to put them in check. So I can't see, so this is going back to what you just said a minute ago. If you like it, that's awesome. If you don't like it, that's awesome too. Don't.
Yeah.
We can say the same thing about the Simonage games with me, and how 1 out of 3 I really enjoyed, and 2 that are very popular, phenomenal events in history of World War II, I couldn't freaking stand them.
That the great thing about the hobby, and it's been said here, it's been said other places, is the gaming hobby is a big tent. There's room enough for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And if there's something here that you don't like, move on down the table. it's like when you go to a growing up the 4th of July up in Minnesota at our lake cabin, we would have people from all over the lake come over to our yard. We had a barbecue pit, and it would be bring your own burgers or dogs or whatever, and then bring a side dish to share. There was stuff that people brought that I had no desire whatsoever to eat because I don't like asparagus and cream peas or whatever the hell it was that they brought because it was just weird from Minnesota because people in Minnesota eat weird shit. But did I announce I don't like asparagus? Why did you? No, I just moved down and got to the Jell-O and the whipped cream with the little marshmallows in it. You know that
Diabetes salad.
exactly. Yes.
And I think we're all learning some very, very interesting things here. Okay,
The point.
so the issue is now I feel like I have to do the Battle of the Sugar Bloods or Sweet Bloods for the postcard game competition. Because I talked about that at one point in time, then I felt kind of bad about it, and I don't feel bad about it anymore. It's kind of just funny.
Yeah, do it. You got to do it.
We got 20 entries, 20 games in now.
After rubber,
Outstanding.
It's just going to be Brian, Chris, and Jeff fighting.
after rubber duckies.
You got to do rubber duckies first, man.
Well, if Todd gets over here, we can do the Rubber Duckies tonight.
We're in any pictures?
I was going to do it live, but I don't know where Todd's at.
Says, I've been painting with Deco Art paint for so long that when I tried some Vallejo, I freaked out and had to back to Craft Paint Land. Too different of a technique for me. Fair enough.
Well, I'm not gonna lie to you. Speed paints, now that thing is out there for a year now, once they figure out, once Vallejo, and of course Vallejo's got theirs now.
Yeah.
And once those guys figure out all the military colors and put them, oh my God, the market. And I'm going to say this, not being part of that market, that it's going to change.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Todd says you can find rules from out of print games and then play them on Vassal.
Mhm.
Well, there you go.
MMP, oh, yeah.
I agree. I love the old version of LaSalle. New version is out, but I'm fine. Thanks. Sticking with old editions is a great idea. Back in the day, guys played the same game for years.
ASL.
Yeah, you want a beast? There's a beast. Did you see the picture somebody posted in Facebook about the guy at the library with the book that's about 4 feet high, saying
Yeah.
he's reading like the first chapter of Squad Leader or something? He's got
the Rubber Ducky game will be on the members only page.
Oh, there you go. Who has who? That's yeah. Okay, there
That's
you go.
Toddy. That's Toddy.
Oh,
Um,
also, just because he's not here to say it, I feel like I would be remiss in the budget wargaming for not mentioning Paul's favorite, which is a bag of rice and Monopoly buildings.
Yeah. 2
Just
millimeter,
'cause-
brother.
Yeah,
2
just
millimeter.
because Paul's not here to see it. That being said, if
Yeah.
you haven't seen it, go over to the channel P. Beckus and he unveils a 2 millimeter armory that he bought, and it's outstanding.
Yeah, it is. Some assembly required. Ninguea says, and I was going to go to sleep earlier. Thank goodness I didn't. Well, I'm glad you're here, buddy. And Todd said this also. Glad you're here. Absolutely. I'm glad all of our viewers are here with us. Thanks. Notice you were on Tony Aguilar's painting stream a couple of weeks ago. His review of DBA 3 got me to buy the game. That guy is a massive asset to gaming. There you
I'm
go.
kind of, I don't know if I'm going to be able to play the intro to DBA at March to Victory, but I really wish I was able to. I hope I'm able to at least talk to him because it seems like the sort of game that would be fun to play just because it's
Yeah, DBA is kind of right up your alley.
de-acronym that, please.
Di Bella Antiquitas.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
The
Now
Mutt.
Now I understand why there's an acronym.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
There's also There's also DBM.
Yep. DBX, DB.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of them.
Yeah.
All right, Brian,
Anyway.
come on. We've been waiting all night for you to get on here and
Well,
tell
you're
us
gonna-
about efficient, non-expensive ways
To make terrain.
to game. Well, we know that.
It's upcycled terrain.
Yeah.
I like that term better than trash terrain because trash terrain has a bad connotation. It's like
But
it's like you're a raccoon digging through the dumpsters.
It flowed. Well, he kind of is when he's looking for that stuff.
Well, he is, yes, but he's our raccoon. We can call him that. I don't want others to call him that.
Did he get a haircut? Brian, did you get a haircut?
And see, that's the other great thing about the upcycle terrain, the trash terrain, is you just throw it into a box like that, and you're not worried if it breaks because you know what, you can glue it back together. Banner Mike, Jeff, have you ever play Bloody Road South? I accidentally bought multiple copies. I'll sell one at a discount if you're looking for it.
I'm going to answer this question.
Jeffy, you there?
Question.
Hello, Jeffy.
I'm going to answer his question.
Oh, well, he's got it.
I got all of them.
What's it about?
Do you remember
if somebody's-
me telling you about the $3,200 night after I came back to gaming?
Oh yeah, I know. Was that one of them?
That was one of them. I bought the entire collection. I was all over the internet looking for that Line of Battle, which I ended up getting Last Chance for Victory from my buddy. That cost me $300.
So this is what he was meaning by he's got nothing to add to this discussion.
I'm sorry, guy. I do. I of course now times are changing now because of what's going on in the world. But when I did, I came back. I mean, I had there were no places my money needed to go. And I remember how much I loved that hobby years ago. And then when I saw all the stuff I had missed in the last 20 some years, I was like, oh my God, I need to have it all. Now I got no more room.
And then Jeff couldn't find a copy of War Between the States.
And Andrew San got it for me at an awesome freaking price.
The hell did you just call me?
Andrew San.
Dog, I don't fuck with boats. I like boats. I preserve boats. I don't need that nuke smoke. Nope.
If you want budget painting, DPA is a great idea. 12 stands, usually looking at around 50 figures, and most use 15 millimeters. That's one reason I picked it. Yeah, it's a nifty little game, especially if you like ancients, and you don't have a whole lot of room. 2 foot by 2 foot area. You need a measuring stick about 8 or 9 inches long, and if that. And
That's a little above average for a measuring stick, though, isn't it?
it is. It is. I mean,
More than most people need.
yeah,
But that measuring stick's got a really good personality.
it does. It does.
Plus, it's all about how you use the measuring stick.
Right. Well, is it bent? Because if you flatten it out, you can get a quarter inch and more out of it.
That's fair. If you measure from the bottom of the measuring stick instead of the top of the measuring stick,
Yeah.
it's usually better too.
Yeah, that's what I do. Yeah.
Yeah.
All camera angles as well.
Every
Charles-
time. Yeah.
Charles says Nangwaya has a live show 5:30 a.m. Saturdays.
Yeah, how's the camera contraption you're building, Nanguaya?
5:30. Okay, is that 5:30 Pacific time? So it's like
Probably.
7:30 real time.
American
Because-
time.
Damn, that's nuts.
Okay, I read that as snow nuts and more.
Even if, to be honest with you, even if it was 5:30 a.m. Central, I would love that. That'd be awesome. That's when Joy Wargaming's videos come out, and I absolutely love John's videos that early.
5:30 Eastern. So that's right up your alley. It's 4:30 St. Louis time.
Yeah, that's awesome.
At War plays World War II. Thanks for letting me know. Okay. Oddly enough, I thought it was the other way around, and Tony was branching out. Oh, okay. Yeah. That's what I did. Spent way too much when I returned to the hobby. The length of the stick is less important than how often you use it. True.
What quality?
Charles. He says, "Thanks, Charles. Thinking of moving to 9 a.m. Eastern.
Oh
That-
no.
That would be a shit ton better for me because I might actually be alive at 8 a.m. on a Saturday morning. That being said,
I'll tell you what, big dog.
You
I'll
do
be
you.
awake at 4:30 a.m. Central Standard this Saturday, and I'm gonna try and watch.
there you go. There you go.
Hey, sometimes I get up early for the EPL game, so if that coincides with one of them early
And
games.
Guy hasn't answered my question yet. How's the camera contraption coming?
Me?
No, Nanguaya.
Oh. I was about to say you can see that mine is garbage. Even though
But
I
at
think
least
you
we're-
can see what I'm painting.
Yeah, we do.
All right.
I was going to say, much improved.
Yeah.
Okay, he says 5:30 West Coast, so that's 7:30 Central, 8:30
Yeah.
Eastern. Okay, that's a little more feasible. So, but yeah, there's tons of ways for someone to get into gaming, and if you're already a gamer, like we are, and you're at your local friendly local gaming store, your FLGS, support them. Buy stuff from them if you can, even if it's just a bottle of paint, even if it's just a couple of dice. Something, anything.
You don't want to know how long it took me to figure out what FLGS meant.
No, we sure don't. We also sure don't want to hear what you found on the Google.
Yeah,
Hey,
'cause I'm
Brian.
sure
Yep.
What you painting, buddy? Since we're talking about what Jeff thinks FLGS means.
I'm building
Right.
right now.
what you building?
Just finally, I'm just digging out all these old, I don't know, regiments, armies, and stuff. I'm doing the Saxons real quick.
Very cool. Very cool.
I already got the Vikings priming the Vikings up. Get that out of the way.
The other thing I was going to say, when you're at the FLGS, if you're playing a game, yes, Mike, it's a fairly limp guy stick, and Jeff knows all about that. So,
Dang.
if you're at the game store and you're playing a game, and somebody comes up, rule number one, again, I'll go back to it. Rule number one: don't be a dick. If they've got questions about what you're playing, they've got questions about what's happening, what rules you're using, where you got the miniatures, how you painted them. If they're interrupting you while you're playing the game and you don't have time, it's like, dude, thanks for coming by, thanks for coming to the store. I'd love to talk to you. Let me finish out this turn, or let me finish out this move real quick, and then we'll talk. Don't just blow them off. Don't be a jerk about it. There is a way to be nice and still say, hey, I'm focusing on this, but I'd love to talk to you about it later. Because that is how we get new players into the hobby. That's how we keep the hobby vibrant, is by bringing people in that have a bit of interest. And it takes a lot, especially in this day and age of where we don't have to have face-to-face contact with people anymore. I know some people that haven't had outside contact with people in 3 years.
Jesus Christ.
They're in
Because-
solitary, but
Yeah.
But,
They're in jail right now, but
it takes a lot to get up the nerve, because not everybody is gregarious as McMurray and I are. Fuck, we'll talk to absolutely anybody that comes up to us.
it's true. I'm about to say, that being said, also, with the number of people out there who scream about how the hobby, miniature wargaming, historical gaming, whatever, is dying, man, there's a really, really low effort way to correct that, which is go fucking talk to people about it.
Yep.
Yeah. But nobody wants to do that. Everybody wants to scream about it. But yeah, that's something you've heard.
I'm not
for
falling
years.
asleep. I'm just paying attention. Nerd.
Yeah, I saw that.
But yeah, people
Yeah,
have been screaming
it's-
about that for years, and it's one of those. Well, you could do something about that if you want to, but people like to scream about things, not
Yeah.
do things to fix them.
That's a big reason why I run games at conventions. It's a big reason why I take games to game stores.
Yep.
And see where it's funny, you all say, because you all can do that. And I mean, I was an Army recruiter. I'm just like about I can talk to a brick wall. It doesn't matter. But I do not like to go. Like I got buddies that just beg me, come down on Saturday, man, we'll play something. And I've done it a couple times, but I'm too antsy and I can't. I'd rather come back here and play my game solo, where my brain works a little better with it than if I want to stop and walk away and do something. I hate to go down and set up a game with some people and I play 1 or 2 turns and I'm done because I don't want to play anymore. And I don't know, and I'm hoping if I ever do get out with you guys that I won't disappoint myself with trying to play and want to bail and come back to West Virginia.
Here's the thing.
Personally, all right.
Here's the thing. Playing a game or two or a turn or two is still putting that hobby out there. And I bet you, if somebody walked up and asked you what you were playing, you would talk to them.
Oh, well, sure.
That's my point. That's all it takes.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if you play for an hour or 4. Like,
well, no. Well, it's the hour of playtime when I drove 2 hours away
oh, well,
and then want to come home.
now.
That's what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
Don't be goofy about that, man. Drive to Kansas City to play on a Thursday night. It's worth it.
He has done that.
Yeah, it's worth it.
Yeah.
That's like 6 hours for a few hours of good gaming. That's worth it.
So, it's there have been times when I've driven the 2 hours down to Miniature Market on Manchester and St. Louis. Actually, it was Des Peres, however you
Des
want to pronounce it.
Perez,
Des
the
Perez.
city of the Father.
Yeah. I've driven the 2 hours down to the Lou and set up a game with McMurray, and people will come up, hey, what are you playing? I'll tell them. I'll talk to them about it. Hey, we're playing Ocean Tundra. Ocean Tundra, I've never heard of that. Well, because it's a game I'm inventing.
My Lou's only 10 feet away, so
What?
my Lou is only 10 feet away.
Yeah.
Hey, not Jay?
Yeah.
Nerd Workshop's in the chat. This is a gentleman we got to get on the show.
Okay.
He was mistreated by the War Room last weekend. I told him we would treat him nice.
That's a lie.
Wait till he's on. Oh, man. We're going to scare him away.
I need to order more.
Start painting while we're doing this show.
I need to order more of this stuff. Yeah, that's what
I'm
everybody.
chili too fast.
That's what
Yeah.
Brian and I do.
Come
Well, I
on.
was going to break this out, but you can hear it click. So
What is it?
Oh,
Jeff does that nonsense
It's
all the
corner
time.
clicker.
You're fine.
So, let's see here.
I'm about to say, I think I clipped. What was the last game that I played? Crap, Jeff. What was that last game that I played?
Oh, Jesus.
Wardrobe says that's your resting sexy face.
yeah.
Disinterested Musk.
Oh, the Russian campaign. I
Yeah, that's
clipped the entire Russian campaign while we were live.
Have we posted the video yet? Does the Reed kid post that video yet?
I do not know. I don't believe so. I didn't see it go up. But the Reed boys in the chat, if you want to harass them about it.
I see.
Says
I said that.
Ningwaya says your show is great for getting over hump day.
There we go.
Oh, thank you for telling me about the camera device there, Chris.
Got Miniature Market is finally cleared through their 3-week shipping backlog. Jeez, that was annoying. You can blame Warmutt for that.
Yeah, it's Warmutt in his game.
Yeah.
Oh, that sucked. I bet they don't do it. They're not going to be doing it next time. I bet.
Nerd, send me an email, man. That's the email. I do have an email for the show, but I don't remember it and I never check it. So I will always check this. And if anybody in the group would like to, join us for a show, that wants
that would be
wants
really
to talk
cool.
about something? You know what? I'm always looking for stuff to talk about. Ask these guys. Tuesday night, Wednesday morning. What am I doing?
Yeah.
What's a good topic? What's a good topic for this week,
only
guys?
Only a $5 cover charge.
I sure as hell don't know. You know, tonight's topic is brought to you. You okay?
Paint her down. Paint her down.
Who's sending MedWar Italy or MedWar Sicily?
Anyways.
Nope, I see it. I can see MedWar Sicily right now. Somebody get on the line to Gilbert Fire Department. They know where to go. Just tell them that board gamer had another one.
Chuck,
Yeah.
Chuck, you would be target number one to get on here.
Yeah, it's because Charles is amazing.
Yeah. Seriously, though, guys, I'm constantly looking for topics for this show. Half the time, it's the other guys here that are coming up with the good stuff.
That, or if you know somebody who you think it would be fun to have on here,
Yeah.
tell them
Drop me an email. So there, yeah, it's CARNOLD1@mac.com. I have had that email for shit going on 24 years now.
Also, everybody go over to Joy Wargaming's channel and tell him he needs to come back on here.
Well, we're going to talk to him after March. We're going to talk to him in April.
Oh no, I know, but still, go run and tell him.
Me and Rock, every group has their hazing rituals. That's fair, but
We don't have anything that goofy.
Good night. Love you.
love you.
That's a pretty weird one. I'm not gonna lie.
Todd says Ocean Thunder. Never heard of it. That's okay. No one else has either. Heyo.
Oh, buddy, we're gonna fight.
Yeah, we are. He says publish the game, dude. It with the help of you guys, it's gonna happen.
It's on my to-do list for this year is to get your game published.
Yes, we're gonna make it happen.
Hey,
Charles,
put
even
me
me,
in the
yes.
test players, even though
Drop
I'm
me
going to
an
do it.
Charles, drop me an email. We would love to have you, dude.
Yep.
Me and Mike, once I get back to painting, I'll join in. You know what the great thing is? I can have 5 more people on the show. I pay for that ability.
Hey, Chris.
So, you know, if we want to do a night where we just get all kinds of people on and we're all painting or playing our games and
That would be fun.
doing
Chris.
chatting.
They can barely tolerate the 5 of us.
24 hours. 24 hours.
We did miss that
24
last year.
Do we want to do a marathon? I'm up for a marathon, long as it's on a weekend.
We
Yeah.
As
I
long as
was
it's
the
not
only
on a
person
weekend.
who actually did that on the old channel.
I did 18 hours.
That's fair.
I was about to say, we got one person here that would go the full 24.
I would go the full. If it's mine, I will go the full 24.
Doesn't mean you won't fall asleep sitting there, but
Hey, long as it's on camera sleeping, it's all good.
That'd
That's
be a good way to kick off the painting challenge.
That's the dumb thing, right? I've fallen asleep on camera, having just woken up.
yes, yeah.
Then, I start a 24-hour painting challenge after having already been up for 12, 13, 14 hours. And
Yeah,
then by the end of it, I'm still trying to paint more stuff.
That's
was
not fair because you have access to the good crack and meth that we don't.
Yep. St. Louis, buddy.
And it's not because of his job; it's because where he lives.
Yeah, come on out to St. Louis, dog.
Yeah, we got enough of that here.
Todd says he actually has a really good point. We need to vet the new guests because we don't want to violate the MUT.
We don't want to violate. Warmut is very easily violated.
Luckily, I got in before that rule went into effect.
Honestly, we need to vet new guests so we don't have something like the Seth thing. But
Oh, definitely.
that
Well,
won't be hard.
I think Todd meant to say we don't want them to violate the MUT.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Warmut's very easily violated. He's a very sensitive young man, which I can't blame him for.
See, y'all just scared him off.
We love him. Here I am trying to be protective and nice to the Bry guy.
We love you, Brian. We do.
Yeah.
Is he back?
Hey,
Oh,
he's
there he
gonna
is.
start writing here. So yeah, anybody that's interested, drop me an email. We'll talk. We'll figure something out. We do. Nerd says, "Well, then I am out." Nah. We'll just keep Wormut, in a secure little.
It is safe
I am
space.
not the problem here, man.
No, I know you're not, dude.
Man,
I thought you had problems with
My cat's giving him a stank eye, man.
Brian.
Hi, kitty cat.
what cat? Oh,
Cabernet. Miss Cabernet Sauvignon.
Hi, Cabby. Virtual scritches.
Hey Jeff,
Huh.
have you crossed the Volga?
No, I'm crossing my legs over top of my footstool though.
That's you
I
should
mean,
be
it's the same
careful.
Distance to the Volga on the map, so
At least Brian has or Warmut has a fire department close. I'd imagine yours have to come from somewhere in Maryland.
yeah, just
No.
right there.
actually I got one.
No,
within 500 yards.
No, the problem isn't that how far they have to travel. It's that they have to use the GPS system he set up for the county.
Oh, that's fair. Yeah,
Ow.
that's
I work
real
on- I
dangerous.
work on that shit every day too.
That's
What a
real
day.
dangerous.
Job security.
That fucking city of Martinsburg is the most pathetic addressed road place in the world.
Tell us how you really feel.
Thank God they're their own entity and not the counties.
There
But-
you go.
I still have to map them for 911.
Okay, man.
So, I've got a question for the folks out there. And Nerd says he's out because he's wanted in too many states. Fair enough.
Those look terrible.
Who has how have y'all been? And I know the guys on camera what their answer is, but those in the chat or the text or the whatever you want to call it, the messages. Have y'all been seeing the shorts that we've been putting up on our channels? And what do you think of them? Is it something y'all think we should continue to do?
I'm gonna
Talk
do
about
it
a
anyway.
shameless plug.
What?
No,
No, I'm genuinely interested. If that's something that is, because the reason I'm asking is, and I know Charles watches every single one of them because he comments on every single one of them. And Charles, that's why I'd like to have you on the show, because you have been here as soon as you found out that we were doing this on a regular basis. You've been here thick and thin. You even watch us when when we just go live on a whim.
Yeah, when McMurray is bored in the Facebook
Yeah.
chat saying, "Hey, let's do something." Yeah,
Yeah,
Charles is there.
dude. Less than 5 minutes in, boom, Charles is there. So outstanding to you. You're one of the greats.
Yeah.
And that's why I was glad that you were the first contest winner from us. So and we are going to have another drawing here soon. I just don't know what we're going to do yet. So and Guaya says, no, I have not. Sorry. Don't be sorry. I just, if you have, great. If you haven't, that's fine too. Repeat that. My wife was making noise.
Everybody go watch Mini Warmuch shorts.
Yeah.
He's filled them recently.
Yes, he has. Most recently, if I'm not mistaken, was your Frank Burns, isn't it?
No.
Oh, I missed Frank
No.
Burns. I saw your half track.
There's
Yeah, the half track looked good.
There's a troll
Oh,
up there now.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, that's right. The troll. That's
You're
I
right.
haven't seen
Sorry.
the troll yet.
The best painted
Dude.
miniature.
Go check out that troll. That troll is amazing.
That graveyard golem.
Is it a bridge troll? Is it a
It's like a
jungle
turtle shell
troll? Is it an
troll.
internet troll? What kind of troll is it?
No, it's just
He's-
Reaper Miniatures troll, the King Troll King. His name's Caligut.
This is my favorite one of theirs. This cave troll. It's
Yeah.
all Lord of the Ringsy, but it's $3 instead of 43 or 45.
Yeah, that's a big difference.
See,
Here.
now it looks like the light's all screwed up again.
Here. That's the one you want to go check on.
What one? Oh,
He just posted the link.
too nice, too kind. Be nice.
Peter says they're good. Keep it up. Warm-ups are excellent.
All right, here we go. Poll question. Got a polling question.
Yes.
Wow. Wardrobe, take it easy on me, boss.
Two choices. Two
That's
choices. You got to pick one.
Okay.
Miniatures or board games.
Miniatures.
You don't count. You're biased. No way, because you play board games.
You can only, is this like for the rest of your life?
You have to get up tomorrow. You got to choose one environment, miniatures or board game. And when I say board games, I'm talking about the kind of stuff I play, not necessarily Hex Encounter, but
Yeah.
For me, it's
Miniatures.
gonna have to be miniatures.
I'm
Don't get me
going
wrong.
to go board games because of things like this. I can't play many miniature games by myself.
Why not?
It's not the same.
Hey.
Don't get me wrong. I don't want to have to make that choice.
No, I don't either. But
But if I had to pick one right now, I'm going to go board games.
And I-
There's
I-
more solo
I-
games than I can do with my miniatures, and I love my miniatures. But
I understand where you're coming from.
that's a tough one, Hexy.
Now that being said, due to where I live now,
The sticks.
there is an argument for me moving to board games.
It's miniatures. Either
But-
way, I'm screwed because a giant chunk of my house in either case is filled with stuff I can't touch anymore. But miniatures.
well, your plus for you though, Andrew, is you get excited about both of them.
Yep.
So
I play the living Christ out of both of them.
Yeah.
Look at all
I
that
pulled out
board
Dreadnought,
game.
Jeffy. I know it's boats, so you don't care, but I did pull out Dreadnought.
But that's a board game, right?
It is.
Yeah.
I'm quite excited for it.
See, when you say board game, I think it's Zombicide.
That's because Zombicide is a board game, buddy.
I know, so.
But it's also a miniatures game. Whoa!
Yeah.
That's why I said he's biased. We can't use his vote.
Inception, bro.
Well, I guess technically, then so is Monopoly.
Yep. There you go.
That's true.
Because who didn't want to be the thimble?
Okay, well, so what would be easier? So, like this game I
Oh,
got
that
on
was
my
the
table right
Battleship
here,
every
right?
single time. And that
That's
shows
right. I forgot the Battleship. I played the Battleship as a kid.
What would be easier for like this game that I'm playing right here, this big ass game? Would it be easier to create a bunch of minis and put on this map and play it, or would it be easier just to take these Hex Encounters and play a set of mini rules with it?
Oh, dude, put miniatures on that thing and make all that terrain up. It would be an awesome.
That'd be badass.
Wouldn't it? That would be so freaking cool.
So
That being
let
said,
me
like, you can play Rommel. You're not necessarily going to get that big of a scale, but there are certainly war games out there or miniatures games out there that are designed to be abstracted in a very similar feel to Hex Encounter games. You know what I mean? Like where you can play on a giant, like, so take oh Jesus, if the Lord spares us. That's a World War I game that you play with 15 millimeter figures, but each base of 2 figures represents a company. So it's the same idea. Like you can play division-sized games without a problem. Just like Todd playing, just like Toddy playing. Oh, geez, what's he playing? Fistful of Toes. You can play huge scale games of Fistful of Toes without too much trouble.
yeah. Yeah, you can.
It's just the same way. If you feel like it, you can absolutely play miniatures games with cardboard stand-ins.
So
People do that all the time.
There.
Yeah,
What's
so I guess what I'm saying is someone like me who, okay, let's say somebody that's, I'm giving your minis thing here a plug, okay? So someone like me who is just pretty much 99.9% Hex Encounter, Okay. I could actually take these counters off this board. You give me a set of mini rules, I could probably use these counters and play that mini game.
Absolutely.
People do
Because-
that stuff with like Kings of War all the time. Because it's the thing that matters is the base size, not even the number of miniatures. Like DBA, that game is known because all it is 1, 2, or 3 miniatures on a larger base, right? Which is why some people trash talk DBA. But DBA is the epitome of a miniatures game or a board game with miniatures.
Well, I agree with Nagawa. You can go with some effort. Those are interchangeable. You can do minis as counters and counters as minis.
Absolutely agree. So,
And where you run into a problem with the minis is if you've got a ton of information on a counter, how do you put that on your mini? You
A
have to
large-
put it off the board.
a larger base.
Well, I mean, again, but to fit inside the hexes on a hex, if he was to replace, if Hex was to go through that game he's playing now and put minis down, how would you get all that counter information on those minis?
You don't. You have a card that's off to the
Yeah.
side.
So you have to do it off board, but you could do it.
Or I was about to say you can still do it. You essentially because that GHQ has entire like 6mm base, like just little blocks that are designed to stand in for different hex and counter game markers, right? And the idea is you essentially just take the marker, and then where there's a NATO standard symbol or whatever your symbol is. Obviously, if you're playing like DOS or something where there's 18 different stats on the marker, it's problematic.
Yeah.
But for most things, you can still fit your perimeter stats on there. And instead of that NATO symbol, you can have, an infantryman or a few infantrymen or a tank or, a cavalry person, whatever.
Yeah.
So it's certainly doable. People certainly do it.
Here's a perfect example. What's the difference between these two things you're looking at?
Oh, you have your World at War figures out?
I've got a T-72 miniature in 6mm and a T-72 token counter from.
Well, if you're using that miniature on that map, it's not going to fit into the hex that you're playing on.
It certainly can.
No,
You just need to play with smaller miniatures. Play with 3mm. Play with 2
I
mil.
Right.
was talking specifically about the one in his hand, but yeah.
right.
I
But
agree.
the point
You
is,
do
this represents the same thing as this.
Mhm.
Is my point.
Yep.
One is not intrinsically better than the other because this one's made out of chipboard and this one's made out of white metal.
I'm happy Steve
Now-
is still on here. He'd be having a conniption right now.
Right, but
yes.
it would be easier to take these hexes and these counters off this game and play a
Yeah,
minis.
Exactly, and that's my point. That's my
Yeah.
point.
Because you're eliminating the hobby aspect of it. Absolutely. Board gaming doesn't have a hobby aspect of it. Board gaming has a playing aspect of it because clipping counters.
That's print and play. I'll counter with print and play.
I understand that. My point was that clipping counters and punching counters and cutting counters, while there is an arts and crafts aspect to it, it's not nearly as
Not on the
involved.
same level. Not on the same level.
Not nearly as involved. Yeah,
No, not at all.
But that being said,
it is still there.
Andrew, are you paying attention to Facebook?
Am I paying attention to what?
Facebook chat?
I'm painting figures right now, Jeff.
You probably
What's
should
up?
pay attention to.
Well, hang on. I gotta finish putting the silver on these French Indian
Just
War.
saying, there's some comments in there that you might want to
Oh my
see.
Christ on a bike!
Okay, now I gotta look.
I don't know what the hell's
No, it's not you guys. It's a message.
Oh.
Jeff sending me pictures of him in his underwears.
no.
You need new ones already?
Yeah, you have to get new ones. Those old ones had so many darn holes in them. You could
Well, I can only flip them
practically
so
see
many
everything
times.
your mother gave you.
Hey, speaking of which, I went to the dentist today and my snaggletooth is gone. He grinded it out for me.
Da-da-da-da-da-da-dum. Okay, look at the hordes of the things, the fantasy version of DBA, and like McMurray mentions, base size is important. Some crazy matchups, such as Penguin Army versus Steampunk Army.
Yep, exactly. Again, just like Kings of War, where when base size is the important thing, and that's the epitome of you have counters that have a figure or two on them instead of a symbol. Like I was saying about doing that with Great Medieval Battles, if it gets right down to it, because that also there's not a whole lot of information on those counters. There you go. Hell, I did do that with Victory at Sea. I've got all those ships that are just enhanced counters.
Right.
They're
So-
just counters with ship stats on them, and then instead of a little profile of the ship, there's a 1/6000 scale ship on it.
Now Peter says hard to do stacks with miniatures unless you have special miniatures.
Accurate.
And no, it's not.
But that's why stacks are terrible anyways in board games.
You just add whatever size base is your miniatures on, you add that many underneath it to give you the same effect.
So you put counters underneath your.
I was about to say the issue is in mixed stacks. That's tough. So if you got a tank unit stacked with an infantry unit or something like that, I see what you're saying, Peter. And again,
I agree. But there's ways around it.
there are.
You
And I
can
mean,
make
like
it
we said,
work.
some are certainly going to be more feasible than others. A game where there's true line
Sure.
of sight, it's going to be a whole lot harder to play
Yeah.
with hexes, with counters, right?
Yeah.
And just the same, a game like Stalingrad Pocket 2 or Goss or GBACW or OCS where you got big old stacks of counters might be tough to play in miniature. But
And that's why we have both formats.
exactly.
Yeah.
Ding ding. 10 points to history.
And it's all under the one big tent that we talked about before.
Yep.
And I don't expect everybody to like what I like. If they don't like what I like, they're wrong. But
There you go.
I expect everyone to like what Todd
And it's
likes.
okay for them to be wrong.
yeah, it is. The fact that Hexy does not like naval games, he's not
It's
a bad
wrong,
person.
but
because
that's
of that.
okay.
It's
And
wrong.
apparently Hexy doesn't like my GP chat generated stories about him
Nope,
being a
I do
hero.
not. I do not. I find it extremely offensive.
How's this
Um,
offensive?
Hey, Jeffy. Hey, Jeff. These
Yes.
guys are in the snow. How does that make you feel, buddy?
Pardon me?
Yep.
I didn't hear what he said.
What?
Yep.
I didn't hear what he said.
Neither did I.
did I.
Makes three of us. Brian, you
Anyway.
excited for this?
For what? The challenge?
This goobery that you've been priming 8 million miniatures for that I'm going to have exactly a week to prime miniatures for before it starts?
Really?
I think right now,
Yeah,
a
'cause
opinion
it's-
challenge for you guys to not be on the table, considering March to Victory is shortly away, and you need to be prepared for that.
Mike, you guys want to see my ships again? I'm about to say, I got my ships pretty finished, man. I should be working on play aids right now, but I'm not.
So Henry Mike's asking when the minis challenge is supposed to be. Okay, so
April
I
1st.
don't have everything worked out yet. I'm still working on figuring out points. But we're going to start April 1st. It's going to go until June 30th. It can be what?
You guys are playing for second, guys.
No, you're good. I'm painting as many miniatures as I can from December 21st to March 21st, and then from April 1st to June 30th, I'm painting as many miniatures as I can again.
I'm going to probably do 1 or 2 minis, but I'm going to go and try hard on them. So I'm not going to go for quality.
Well, see, that's the thing. The person that paints the most miniatures isn't necessarily going to win.
What?
Brian, that's
So
what you were complaining about with me and the Romans.
You're gonna
Oh,
give,
yeah,
you're
right.
gonna you're
Right.
gonna give yourself a quota of points.
1,000.
Let's say okay, if you want to go with 1,000,
That's a
Okay.
By all
1,000
means.
28 millimeter miniatures. Have fun,
Go
Brian.
big or go home.
That's true.
if you pick 1,000, that's fine. If you reach that 1,000, you get 5 entries into the drawing.
Oh, I'm doing
If Hissy
3,000.
Cat says, "What I'm going to do," if you hit 3,000 and that's your goal, you get 5 points. Well, listen to what I'm saying before you start being snarky, Mr. Warmutt. I love you. I love all you guys. All right. So you hit your goal. Warmutt, you say you're going to hit 1,000. You hit 1,000. You get 5 points. Hissy Cat says, "You know what? It's been a while. I don't think I can be the madman on the paintbrush like Warmutt is. I'm only gonna commit to 500. If he hits that 500, he gets 5 points. For every increment up to that point, and I'm not sure what that increment is yet. Maybe I think it's going to be 50, might be 100. I'm not sure. But every increment that you hit, you still get 1 entry into the drawing. So Warmutt, let's say we go with 100 points as the increment, and you've set 1,000. If you hit 1,000, you get 1 for every 100 you hit, so you'll have 10 plus the 5 for hitting your goal, so you'll have 15 entries.
Oh, I
If
see.
Hissy Cat hits his 500, that's his 5 plus 5, so he'll only have 10 entries. So yes, if you paint more than everybody else, you will have more entries, but you're not necessarily going to be quote unquote the winner.
You'll always be the winner in my eyes, Brian.
Thank you. Yeah,
You're beautiful.
you too.
He said it back.
There you go. Real quickly, we're going to diverge here. Charles says, if I can get my 10 games for ID Jester before September, then I'm going to do a solitaire only in September. Very cool. Like to see that. And then a naval game in November.
Oh,
I see.
baby.
Do you see what he's doing there? It's
Yep.
solitaire September, naval November. What's October going to be?
Osprey October.
Nope.
There,
Osprey
okay.
October. There you go. Charles, man, we got you all set up. Meandering Mike says, my challenge is just to get started again. If I do that, then I win personal victory.
That's what's up, Mike. I am
That's
happy to hear that.
exactly that's the exact attitude I want to hear.
Let's drop the hammer
If
on
it-
that, Mike.
if it-
Let's do it.
If it's something that you want to do, we will be here to help you out.
Well, I've been
We can also have,
finding minis, and I'm looking at them, and none of them I want to do the quick and dirty method on. I want to make them. I want to try hard. So for me, I'll be happy if I get 2 miniatures painted. I might not even hit your minimum point number.
the thing is you choose that number.
1 mini. That's going to be my choice.
You'll get 5. You'll get 5 entries.
You also have 3 months to do it. You can do it, buddy.
Yeah. Nangwaya says you can also have many competitions. Say Meandering Mike and me go up against each other. We could keep out own bar way lower than yours. Yeah, exactly. Again, it's not my standard that I'm just putting up the point value. You
The idea is
based off
do
of that.
better than you hope to. That's all.
Yeah.
Paint more stuff than you thought you would paint, and
So
you
you're
obviously
talking about giveaways, right? So I'm going to ship these off to you, boss, as giveaways. This will be one of them.
Let me
Oh,
let me
yeah,
dig
that's
in
right.
here.
So I got a buddy who's an animator at Pixar, and he also has his own Patreon where he sculpts it. He's got his own war game rules. This is a monster from his game, except it's is about this big, and I just jacked up the STL.
There you
So
go.
I've got it glued down to a base. I'm going to ship this off to Not Jay. This will be one of the gifts.
Yeah.
I'm going to leave it
And
up.
we're going to have multiple drawings, guys. I mean, if I will throw stuff in.
I will donate
on
at
this.
least one or two other STL prints into
Yeah.
the mix.
I'm sure McMurray will have some weird shit he wants to throw in. So
Always. I have a
Andy
Chinese
Mike
protecting
says,
cruiser.
I think I've only ever painted 50 minis in my entire life. You know, and if you want to make your goal 10, then you know what? You hit that goal.
Yeah, Mike, get after it, buddy.
You got 5. You know, you got 5 points.
Drop the hammer, Mike. Do it, bud.
You know, and if you go over, so it's 1 point for whatever the increment is, but you have to hit that minimum increment. So let's say you only do 43. Well, you're not going to get the extra entry for 50 because you didn't hit 50. However, once you hit your minimum, or once you hit your goal, any one into the next increment gets you that increment's point. So let's say you decide to go with 50 points as your value. You get 50. Let's say you get 51 painted. You'll get 1 point for the 50. You'll get 5 points for hitting your goal, and then you'll get another point because you've gone at least one better than that first increment.
I
That
think
makes
you're doing a
sense?
good system. I think that's fair for everybody.
And it's not going to be just one person winning in the giveaway. We're going to have plenty of giveaways. Warmut has to double everybody's minimum, everybody's goal.
Good luck, Brian.
I'm kidding, Brian. I wouldn't do that to you, brother. I wouldn't do that.
Let's see, 2 for Mike.
Andrew Mike says, I'll get one stand for 15mm 4 biblical era figures done, basing and flocking included. And you get one figure at whatever scale, done to whatever level you want. No pressure. Well, there you go.
What kind of biblical figures you play with, Nangala?
Just some motivation and momentum. Absolutely.
You know what might be a
or-
good idea? You talked about having multiple people on a stream up to 10. Maybe
Yeah.
we do a massive paint party afternoon where we're on for 3-4 hours and we just all sit around and chit chat and paint.
Yeah, absolutely.
Been there.
Saturdays or Sundays are the best days for me because
When are we going to do a hex encounter challenge? I get one
we can
point-
do that.
I
we
get
can
one
do that
point
too.
for every counter on that map I move this turn.
Oh, come on.
You know what? Do your 24-hour miniature painting on April 1st because that's a Saturday.
April Fool's.
Is April 1st on a Saturday?
Yeah, I'm looking at the calendar. It's on Saturday.
Jeff is an April Fool. Hey-o.
That's pretty cool.
Might
I can
just
do it.
have to look into that.
That would be a crazy April 1st stunt is 24-hour paint-a-thon.
I would gladly watch you all do a 24-hour paint-a-thon in increments.
It'll be a challenge for me, that's for sure. So,
Well, I'm not going to say I'd last all 24 hours, but I did bits and pieces of it.
With
Brian,
enough caffeine and Copenhagen,
Brian?
anything is possible, boys. That's all you need.
Ryan's yawning already thinking about it.
yeah, I know.
I'm all fired up. Let's do it. I love that thing.
Mike Berticelli's on.
Hello,
Sun
Mr.
drop
Berticelli. I just do a sun drop technique for my games with minis. Sunday is best for me. Saturday is always already extremely busy. So what we would probably do, Mike, is we would probably start like Sunday afternoon.
Wait, Sunday
roll all-
afternoon?
Saturday afternoon, and roll through Sunday.
There you go.
This is they're Kushite Egyptians from Magister Militum, the old chariot range.
Nice. I've got some 28 millimeter Egyptians I need to prime and paint here. Actually, those are a great example of wargaming on the cheap. I got like 70 of them for $10 at Recruits at the flea market.
There you go. Yeah, see another example. My brother, we were at Recruits a couple of years ago, and there was this guy who had a box. It was Sunday afternoon or Sunday morning. Everybody was packing up, ready to go, and dude had a box that was chock full of rats from Games Workshop.
Skaven?
Yeah, Skaven. Had the Doom Bell, everything.
Oh,
right?
I love that. That was a cool model.
Like 4 or 5, 6 rat ogres. Just had to be $400 or $500 worth of Skaven. And my brother was looking through the box like, you looking to get rid of this thing? He said, yeah, I am. Says, what do you take for it? Says, well, what do you got? My brother looked in his pocket and says, I got $30.
Yeah.
Says, done.
Yep. That's always the question.
He didn't want to drive it back to Indiana.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep. I'm waiting for that guy with what's the pirate board game where it's got 2 ships in it? From Milton Bradley. Anyways, I'm waiting for that guy to do that, but he won't. He cut me a hell of a deal on Sky Galleons of Mars last year, though, so I can't get too down to the poops about it.
Andrew Mike says, I found only 2 of my kits of Hail Caesar minis. Somewhere I have another dozen buried away somewhere.
There you go.
You know, and if all you do is paint 1 or 2 miniatures and you're happy with them,
Those 2 miniatures you didn't have painted at the start.
yeah.
That's another giveaway for you, boss.
2-headed troll.
Yeah.
So
And
the
then
one on,
East here.
oh, there you go.
Yeah, that one's
There
cool.
you
What the hell is that?
I think it's cool.
go. It's
Yeah.
some sort of demon thing with a cage where its stomach belongs.
Looks like
Yeah.
Groot with his exploded stomach or something.
That's
Yeah,
where they put the.
he's got all of his slaves in his belly.
That's where Brian keeps the chicken.
And it comes
That's
with a
where-
tail that's part of his weapon. But anyway, these 3 I'm going to be shipping off to Chris as giveaways for the Paint-A-thon.
Outstanding. So yeah, let's seriously look into starting Saturday afternoon and rolling through Sunday, that first weekend of April.
Are you going to try and find guests for that as well, Chris? Because that helps quite a bit having random other people on.
I will do my best to see if I can get people on. I think that's going to be a perfect time to see if we can get some of the British people on.
Mother of
Oh,
God, Mr. Harrington.
Yep. See if we can get John to come on with us. Reach out to the guys at Two Fat Lardies, see if they'd be willing to join us.
That's fair.
That's
That's
Rough Swordsman.
Yeah.
you know, I was about to say we can reach out to him. I wonder if like one of the cool things that we did was I was painting miniatures. If I had miniatures that went with the games or that were made by the people we had on, I did that last painting challenge. So maybe we could reach out, shoot an email to like Ian at Irregular or something like that. Some of these small British companies, see if they wanted to hop on and say, hey.
Ngawa's leaving. He says, need to try and sleep or bad things tomorrow. Thanks for everyone. Hope you have a great Thursday. Me and Reed Mike, happy painting and continue fun painting to Charles Latora. Absolutely. Thanks for dropping in, buddy. Like I said, anybody, just drop in, drop me an email. We'll bring you on here. Need to get a hold of Kaiser. And any of you guys out there know of anybody or are in good communication with people that you think would want to join us, feel free, contact them. And it doesn't have to be painting related. It doesn't have to be miniatures related. If you want to bring somebody, Hexy, if you have somebody that is a Hex Encounter kind of guy that you think we'd like to talk to, bring them on. See if they want to join us, and we'll talk. We'll talk Hex Encounter while we're painting.
He's in pretty good with that wardrobe character who's got a bunch of subs and all that nonsense.
Yeah, we need to get him on the show.
He's above us, man.
He's a little sketchy, but
You got a designer in the chat right now.
What?
You got Mike Berticelli. What do you do? Mike Sherman leader, Tiger leader. He does a bunch of those tank games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was the designer of this thing.
Oh dang! There you go.
Yeah, definitely bring him. See if he'd be willing to join
He's
us.
the one that had-
Absolutely.
Taught Jester and Toady and Ruff how to play that. I don't remember which one it was, whether it was Tiger leader or Sherman. I can't remember.
We need to get Frank Chadwick on. We'll have a seance,
Right.
and we'll talk to him about Space 1889.
There you go. So
Oh,
yeah. So go ahead.
we gotta holler at Jimmy.
Yeah, Mr. Wapple. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tank duel. Sorry, Mike. My bad. I
Watch
get
him.
all this stuff. There's so many of them.
Watch Wapple paint more in the hour and a half, 2 or 3 hours he's on than the rest of us will in the challenge.
In 3 months. Yeah.
Likely. I
Oh
was
man.
watching him do some oil painting, and he's just so smooth. It's like 15 minutes later, he's got this miniature.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my god, that's really
It's
good.
insane. Watch. I want to see him bulk paint his. He paints World War II 28s for bolt action with oils, and I don't know if that was a live stream or if he was just telling us about it, where he hit like 60 U.S. infantry, winter U.S. infantry in 3 hours. Just
Oh,
something
man.
absolutely nutty, absolutely fantastic.
That's why I broke out all my oil paints, and that's what I'll probably try to do in this challenge is to learn how to paint with oils, because when you're doing it with acrylics and you're doing layer after layer after layer to get that blending, you can literally do it in a few brush strokes with oils.
Oh yeah,
So yeah, I find that very attractive.
he's the dude who got all the big name miniature painters running oils because he started just wrecking everybody's face at the Golden Demons with him. That man has a Golden Demon shelf. Not like he has a
does.
Golden Demon at home. He had to go over and have Kathy pull something off of the Golden Demon shelf.
That is
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah. Damn inspiration. Also,
Yeah, I think-
super cool dude.
I think I'll reach out to him.
Bob Dawson
Hopefully.
pictures, baby.
Hopefully, they'll be close over at Lock and Load. They'll be close to having a pre-production copy of Blood and Fury on hand, and we can bring them on.
That'd be cool. I'm about to say, always grab like hopefully Jay and
To answer Mike's question, that's on my to-do list, yes, because it's in Hanford, right? GMT West.
Now that's not the same as GMT Weekend at the Warehouse, right?
I think it is. Oh, if not, either way, anything that's local, and for me, local is California, north or south. I'll make an effort to get to it because it's no more than a 6-hour drive. So.
Till it falls off the shelf later this year.
Okay, yeah, and just so you know, Mike, my name's also Mike. So we have
Yeah,
you, Mike, Meandering Mike, and A-hole Mike.
we
we got
have
the Mike
a,
exception here.
right. We have become replete with mics.
So yeah, if you, I'll definitely we'll get a chance to meet. That'd be awesome, my friend.
Okay, let's get a wash on these guys and see how they look. I thought painting these guys would be simple because they're mainly in white. They're French Compagnie Marine in winter winter stuff, so they all have white capotes and white leggings and all that stuff. I hate this.
What are they?
They're French and Indian War winter French
Oh.
Marines.
Hmm.
So if you ever heard of the Battle of the Snowshoes between Robert's Rangers and a bunch of French Marines and Native allies, that's what this is.
Only you can find those types of apps.
Yeah, but there's boats.
Nice.
Like a bunch of them. I've got 3 of them. There's boats. And that's what's
Outstanding.
important. Right, Brian?
All right.
Yeah, buddy.
So Brian, are you going to break out your warlord stuff, your American the War of
Liberty or
Independence,
death?
that box?
Well, yeah. There's a Greek starter, and there's a Spartan starter, and there's a Liberty or death.
I want to see how big of a hole you can put in that Liberty or Death Starter, to be honest with you. That's damn impressive.
I'll complete it.
I know.
No,
That's
that's a
only
lot.
like
dude.
160 miniatures. You can do that.
No, it's more than 160. It's like 300.
Well, 160 per side. All I hear is quitter talk.
All right. Well, then
No,
I
like
got all
Twitter
those
talker,
Team War
you know, guy.
starters too.
Now on that scale, I don't mind a little speed painting. So I'm trying to decide what I want to do.
My whole goal is tabletop quality and get it on the table. Just get it on the table.
Yeah, but when I did, you got all over me for my color choices, my friend.
Oh, I was trying. Don't listen
What?
to me, man.
Those were ugly though, right? I'm not gonna lie. That was bad color choices.
Oh, the towel?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking on those, to
Yeah.
be honest.
Could be worse.
Yeah, they could be primed.
Weren't you supposed to do that?
Me?
Prime them? Yeah.
I primed a bunch of miniatures during the week. I got them washed. I reprimed a bunch. And then I was looking at them going, oh, I really do want to try to paint these nicer, you know, try hard on it. So that's where I'm thinking maybe I'd go get one of those Warlord boxes.
Just be careful because a lot of them are still War Games Factory and they're just fiddly.
The
Yeah.
miniatures are god awful.
Yeah, that's what I'm dealing with right now with these Saxons.
Yep.
Yeah,
You're gonna- I
that's
hate to
what
tell
don't
you, but-
want. I want to get some decent. I don't like 15 mil stuff. I could do this ACW, and then I'll have some ACW miniatures. I've got the Japanese and the Marines I want to do for the Tarawa game that I have. The Worthington one I want to replace minis on. So I might, for $75 go buy those. I've already priced them out. Maybe that's what I'll do for this challenge because then I can kill 2 birds with 1 stone, as it were.
Yep.
So I just got to get on the ball.
Yep. So, not for ACW, Perry.
Well, that's a 28 mil. They don't do anything smaller, do they?
No.
No.
Well, they do travel battle, but that's completely different. That's not a thing. That's essentially Risk miniatures.
Yeah, no, those guys are amazing sculptors.
They
Doesn't
are.
one of them only have 1 arm?
Yep. Lost it in an English Civil War reenacting accident.
Oh, I didn't know that. I knew it was
Yep.
because I started following him when he had 2 arms. So I've been a fan of.
You mean this travel battle?
Reproduction. Yeah. I actually took and gussied up the boards for that. I flocked them all and painted them up. Because then I replaced the miniatures that come in it with 2mm, but they're on the same. Again, they're the same base sizes, but they're 2mm.
Okay.
So they look. I like how they look a lot more. And it's a pretty good looking little game. I'm pretty happy with it. But no, he's married to the Tudor Taylor. She luckily was not standing that close to said cannon when it went kablooey. But yeah,
Oh, that's how it happened. Okay.
yeah, yep, cannon accident.
Man, what a shame.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, except for he's still easily one of the best painters and sculptors on the
Crazy,
market.
right?
Yep. What's really wild is now with 3D sculpting and everything. Well, they did it anyways, but they making those 3-ups and then making those into small, 28 millimeter miniatures and whatnot is wild.
See, I didn't know they were doing that, but that is very cool.
Yeah. So before they make most of their miniatures, yeah, they make one that's 3 times size. I don't know how it works or what it does or whatnot, but yeah, it's absurd. Not only that, but man, talk about people who can put on good-looking games. Not only can they paint really well, they have painted an insane amount of miniatures.
Well, that style of painting back in the day that the Brits had, where it's very obviously highlighted and shadowed, there's not a lot of blending. It looks really good on a table, though. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh. Hey, Mike, you take it easy.
Your eye does all the blending for you.
Take care of me, Andrew, Mike. Thanks
Bye-bye.
for hopping in.
Let's watch The Last of Us. That's a really good series, man.
I don't know, Peter. I don't know if there's anything that's going to make me look like an expert painter.
We'll get it figured out.
All right, but boys, we are actually 2.5 hours into this.
I just got here.
No, you've been here a while.
Yeah.
I am going to go ahead and wrap it up for the night. Thanks everybody for being here. We do still have seven watching. So Mike, thanks for showing up. Peter, Charles, thank you. We had John from Joy of Wargaming here for a little while. Wardrobe was in the house. Ningwaya, Cindy from Colombia. We had Chris Long from Canada.
You need to get Cindy on.
Reese didn't make it on tonight, did he? I don't think we saw
No.
Reese or Bunkhouse. Both those guys will be at March to Victory.
Yeah, Reese Telemachus was here. Reese said that he wasn't going to be able to watch live because new turkeys are arriving.
Oh, you got to be shitting me. That's wild.
So
That's all right. I know that Reese and Dougie and Paula catch up with us. It'll be good.
So, guys, thanks again for being here. It's greatly appreciated. Honestly, y'all are the reason why I keep doing this. Like I said earlier, it's a great way to end Hump Day. So,
It is.
all right, guys. Until next time, we will. Thanks.
Right back at you,
Take care of
Warlock.
Burnett.
We'll see you on the flip side.